Was Oklahoma hiring Jim Nagy to be their new general manager the most impactful hire of the 2025 college football offseason? And are the Sooners getting a little love from the Daily Oklahoman with their 8-4 prediction for 2025? We'll talk about that, along with the CFP expansion talks being on hold and whether or not the cops did the right thing in pepper spraying players from Ohio State and Michigan after the big game this past season. All that and more right now on Rise and Shine College Football. Good morning, and welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, here with my special guest and most of the time co-host, Marcus Dent from the Gridiron Insight.
Man, what's going on?
What's up with you?
Man, I tell you what, I've been busy as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, brother.
Pretty damn busy, bro. Pretty damn busy.
Man, this 7-on-7 stuff got me going crazy, man. Got me going wild. But hey, we here, bro.
Hey, good stuff, man. Well, I was about to tell everybody, if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So make sure you smash that red subscriber button, like the videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. Yeah, man. A lot of stuff's been going on since this week, and I think one of the biggest things, and I don't know, I think you got the haters out there doing what haters do, and the doomers doing what doomers do. But I gotta say, this deal with Jim Nagy becoming the new GM at Oklahoma football, I think it might possibly be the best and biggest move of the offseason for anybody in college football. Talk about a guy with a lot of experience, a lot of talent in as far as talent observation and all that stuff is concerned. Huge deal, man.
When you talk about Nagy, man, you talking about years and years of experience working in the front office with the NFL, working, find the best players in all of college football. I'm not talking about FBS, I'm talking about FCS, Division II. I mean, he find them all over the country. That's been his job for the last 5 years. So how can you downplay the move that Oklahoma just made? There's no way. I mean, every major site from On3 to 24/7 to Rivals, everybody says this is a slam dunk.
Home run.
It's a home run, slam dunk. I mean, it's a hell of a move.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is now, how does Oklahoma use him? That's going to be the biggest thing. How much do they, dive into, his expertise when it comes to getting kids? And I know that's what they got him here for. So I'm expecting him to have a big role in that.
Yeah, from everything that you're hearing, he is going to have a huge role. I mean, they didn't go out there and get him so that they could just, so he could just sit there and crunch numbers and do shit. They want him to recruit. He hadn't done a lot of recruiting, according to what you're starting to hear from some of the places, some of the reporting that's out there. You're hearing a lot of stuff such as he's going to have a couple people coming in helping him. The one thing is I think once you identify who it is, and I think he'll still have a lot of help on that from BV and everybody else, but they do a great job of recruiting. So he's going to bring anybody they're going to bring in. I could only imagine is going to be helpful to him, but I don't know that you need a ton of help as far as the recruiting is concerned. But as far as identifying these guys and finding out who's going to be that one. This is a guy that's a scout of the last 25 years. He was scouting for 5 different teams in the NFL. He's been in charge of the Senior Bowl for a good while now, and has really brought that thing back into kind of what is, he's made a lot of changes to it. I remember there was a time that a lot of guys weren't going to the Senior Bowl. Now they had 110 guys that got drafted this last time around.
Right.
So
they talked about that. Yeah, he's been. I mean, if you look at the teams, you said 5 teams. I think 5 of the teams that he worked for out of 7, if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard this, and it just might be something that I'm regurgitating up from on 3. I believe I heard is 5 of those teams went to the Super Bowl that he was a part of doing scouting for. So yeah,
Correct.
high school scouting is a little bit different, but he can look at a kid, and I think this kid in 3 years got tangibles to play in the NFL. That's what you're getting with him. You understand what I'm saying? That you getting that with his expertise, you getting somebody who, I'm not gonna say he can foresee the future, but he has some great eyes, man. He done seen it for years and years and years. And whenever you put more eyes in the room, when it comes to recruiting, man, that has that kind of experience, to better.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you why I think he's gonna help us the most. I think he's gonna help us the most in the portal when it comes to getting kids out of the portal, because you're gonna have to steadily get kids out of the portal every year. That's a norm now.
Yeah.
And I think some of the portal misses that we had, in the past, I think, with Jim being in there, we're not going to miss those. We shouldn't miss those guys like that.
Correct. No, and that's right. And welcome into the show, Kimberly K, Trojan Baseball, our Moosehead. You guys make sure you tap in as you get here. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate that. Yeah, listen, man. Trojan Baseball says wasn't he interviewed by several NFL teams for GM as well. Not to mention, I believe from what I'm hearing, Florida as well was very close on the list to trying to get him too. So he turned down another SEC program to come to Oklahoma. That tells you there's some kind of continuity or synergy that they're feeling there within what they were talking about, and that's big. But yes, from what I understood, he may have been one of the finalists for the Jets job. Several other he's been interviewing for some of those jobs. It's not like it's something that he couldn't do, and I think it's something that a lot of people, you get in the negative people that are sitting there saying things like, "Well, yeah, he's probably 1 year and done." Blah 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 blah. I don't know that that's really what you're looking for. And to be honest with you, I think they're probably paying him about as much as most general managers make in the NFL.
Yes. That's why I was just
Generally
about to bring that
speaking,
up.
you can't really, as a GM, particularly when most of the work was done. So the retention stuff is already over with. There, you might still have some portal stuff for the spring portal or whatever, but there wasn't really much for him to do in terms of that. I don't know where he could make a huge splash in 1 year and get the job if that's what this is for a stepping stone, right?
No,
I mean,
his
and also, don't you want to settle into something like that and
Yeah, I think it's a minimum of a 3-year deal. 3-year deal. Oklahoma gets back to where they need to be in the natty, and then you'll see some GMs in the NFL say, "We got to have this guy," and then they'll pay him crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
I can see that happen, but 1-2 years, nah. I see 3. If everything goes right, I see 3 years at Oklahoma, which, man, is more than enough time. We're closer than what people think, and I think he knows that. I guarantee you, he looked at the roster, he looked at everything before he took this job.
Sure.
And so he knows that we're close. We just need another
Nobody
little
else knows that.
touch here, there.
Right.
So
And
what else?
I think it's just that nobody else knows that. I mean, we keep talking about that too. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you keep hearing how bad Oklahoma's going to be, blah, 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 blah. They were a bad team last year. They got all this returning production coming back. Yeah. Oklahoma's number 10 in the country in returning production. 10. A lot of that, a lot of it was young guys that, didn't get a ton of time, but you had a lot of production there is in terms of the offensive line. You had some injuries. And the people that think they weren't going to improve off of, with Bill Beatonbow in the room is kind of silly, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then, you can say whatever. In number 6, I think, in the country on offense, and that's which wouldn't include John Madeir. You know what I mean? So some of these guys that I don't know exactly how. I know that he does it a little different all the time, but I would just say, that, when you say, we'll get into more about that stuff here in just a few minutes, but I was just saying, you got all this talent coming back. You've got significant talent that you brought in the portal, I believe. And I think that it had to have been a reason why he made that choice, because as I said, I think that Florida was willing to cough up cash and get him there too.
Oh yeah, Florida got money.
Yeah,
they got money, and I think he looked at, he probably looked at both programs and say, hey, look, both of these programs are really close, and he chose Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that a lot of fans don't realize, how close we really are. I think On 3 has kind of, I think they're drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit at On 3, because I think was last night that they predicted that John Madeir would be like the third best quarterback in the SEC. So yeah, somebody is.
I can see that.
Yeah. It's a lot of people waking up to some different things that's going on in Norman, Oklahoma. And you got
let him sleep. Let him sleep, bro. Let him sleep.
But if you just start diving into what's really going on, you can say last year was last year, but if you just really dive in to all the nuances that is going on from new quarterback, new OC, quarterback coach, all those guys have been together. So he's not coming in learning a new system. If you factor in the last 2 quarterbacks that played in a national championship, neither one of them were from, started out at big power 5 schools.
Well, and they were both
first
year guys too. I mean, both of those guys that were in it, they were first year guys in their program, but they did have experience though.
Yeah, did have experience. So, I mean, a lot of people are looking, some of the talking heads, since the football season is over with, they're diving more into what's going on, and they're saying, okay, this thing in Oklahoma, what we're talking about, I think we need to go back and look at that. I'm looking at what they're returning on defense, and they went to the portal and got a few kids, and the receivers that they had, they didn't have a whole lot of production that left. I don't know about this. This, we don't want to be that bad. You think about Pavia, that whatever his name is, that
Pavia,
Pavia, that's at Vanderbilt. Dude, he came from New Mexico State.
Yeah. He's a, hey man, he's a junkyard dog too. That kid's
he's a
junkyard dog.
Oh, he's a throwback, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a throwback. He's a hard-nosed guy that's gonna give it to you every time you step out on the field. He's gonna give it to you. And so, you just have to kind of look at those things, man, and understand, look, Oklahoma is not that far away. I think they had us predicted 8-4.
That's what you got. We'll talk a little bit about that as well, but that's one of the best, to be honest with you, the Oklahoman, the Daily Oklahoman, the newspaper of record there in the Oklahoma City area. Basically, I think that's probably one of the better projections that I've seen in the country. I was watching 247 last week, and those guys were picking them 6 games at best at wins. You've heard it a lot around the country.
You've heard it. I heard it on 3. Yeah.
Listen, man, you're hearing it a lot, and I think I did hear, which I don't know. You take it with a grain of salt whenever it comes from some of these guys. One of the guys that on 3, obviously, he had them more around that 8 or 9 that he thought that they might get to, depending on how it goes. And I think that, listen, I think it's fair to say that there's you're going to have to see some certain things go correctly before before that happens, and Jay Crane predicted them at 9-3 to the CFP. Surprising, because he wasn't one of those guys that I would have expected that from. Although here's the one thing I'll tell you about Crane. Those guys know their shit when it comes to college football over at the Daily Wire, and that show Crane and Company, they do know their stuff. And so, look, man, I think maybe you are starting to wake up to it. Now, that kind of sucks. I was hoping we'd get more receipts to pull. You know what I mean? And keep overlooking them. Keep overlooking them, because in the end, that's what – let them do it.
Yeah.
I still think you have to pay attention to the fact that this is a tough schedule, man. And even though I think some of those
teams – the toughest in the country.
Bro, it's ridiculous. So you still have to go out there and put it together week to week in order to get that far, that deep. Till you get to 9, even though anything over 8 is going to be – that means you've gone out there and had to play your ass off in some situations. You got road games at South Carolina. You got a road game at Tennessee.
Alabama.
You got a road game at Alabama. These are huge games, man.
Yes.
And then not only that, you got to deal with LSU at home and Ole Miss at home as well.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, they didn't make the schedule easier. I mean, you still got a ridiculous couple of road, or really all those road games are insane. Yes. Because whether I believe in South Carolina or not, we know that that's one of the tougher places to play in the country. No matter what, they got that damn rooster cackling in the background all damn day. You know what I mean? And so, they're going to be up for the game too. It is what it is. But, and then, to go to Tuscaloosa, damn. It's one of those ones I'm ready to go and check it out, but for sure. But it's one of those ones that also, with them getting Ryan Grubb coming back into the picture, Kalen DeBoer, getting his feet underneath him a little bit, it feels like, hey, man, it's not going to be a walk in the park. You could believe that.
It's going to be very interesting, brother. I can tell you that much. Very interesting. So, I looked at the road games. I think they had us actually winning at Tennessee, but losing at Alabama. And I'm not too keen on that one, man. Don't get me wrong, man. Alabama is a very grueling place to play, but that little short guy named Nick Saban is not on the sideline. And until they if Jalen Milroe was back, and the revenge thing, I could see, okay, that would be a pretty tough one to pull out. But they got a new quarterback coming in, man. They learning a new system. Still learning a new system. I think we go in Bama. I think we win that ball game, especially if we're playing well. Our quarterback play is where it need to be. That's a very winnable ball game in Tuscaloosa.
I don't know how it went. I don't know that it's going to go down as an easy game. I think they're a lot better football team this year than they were. Listen, I like Jalen Milroe as much as the next guy. I think that their problem was he couldn't throw that intermediate pass, and they didn't have they weren't scheming it correctly for him. Ryan Grubb is back though now, and they've got guys that are natural throwers of the ball. And plus, I think that they'll have more than likely you would think that they're going to have more of a dependence on the run game, and they've got some good running backs too. That offensive line isn't bad. Look, do I think we can go in there and win it? Sure. I think Oklahoma can beat anybody on the schedule. Now, but that's one of those tough ones. The reason that I feel like I think people are, and I'm just playing devil's advocate with what you said. The reason I feel like people are picking them to beat Tennessee and lose in Tuscaloosa, more than likely, is because I don't know what Tennessee has back. And now, they've got Nico, but they lost all his receivers, and they lost the best running back that they had. And that defensive line is still got some meat on it.
Well, but it ain't Nico does not impress me. I'm sorry. I mean, all the Nico hype. I watched Ohio State beat his ass. I'm sorry, man. He couldn't get the football out. And some of that has to do with growing up. So, he's going to grow up a little bit more from that game. He's going to grow up a lot from that game, to be honest with you. But, I'm not I'm not on the Nico train, man. I just, he had a couple of big throws against us. A couple of busted plays, pretty much.
Yeah.
Outside of that, man, he didn't do much against us last year. And
No,
so
he didn't. I mean,
I'm just
I think he's a better player than
on the
people.
Nico train.
Yeah, and I think Nico's a pretty good player. I think he had some growing pains as a freshman.
Yes,
The-
very much
and
so.
here's what you. One thing I remember going back to what's his name, that, oh man, Hayden Hooker. He didn't look very good
Hendon
that
Hooker,
first.
yeah,
Yeah, Hendon. He didn't look
Hendon
real
Hooker.
good that first year under Heupel, and the next year he looked ungodly good.
Well, I was talking to a couple guys just 2 days ago, and they asked me about John Mateer, and I told them, I said, man, look, I'm not trying to, I'm not, I'm a conductor by trade, but I'm not trying to blow train smoke up your ass. I said, but this is what I compared to what we have. I think Mateer can be what Hooker was to Tennessee. That's exactly what I told him. And I say, because I see a lot of the same traits though, bro. I see a lot of the same traits in a year two Hooker, because and the only reason why I give him that, because he's already been in Arbuckle's system.
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
I think he could do the same things that that he
Anybody can.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second
So
year for what do you
that's
think
why I
about
kind of
who's on?
that's my measuring stick.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and we've talked a lot about, obviously when you look at who do you think is the best player returning in the SEC at quarterback? Well, most people are going to tell you he's down in LSU. Nussmeier. Yeah, of course. So this is his second season as a starter. Now, he had a lot of playing time leading into that first season, but they're expecting him to take another step forward, being in that, being the starter the second year. I would tend to agree with that. I think LSU is poised to really do something. Now,
Yeah, I do too. I
what
really
we
do.
haven't seen is Brian Kelly put it all together yet. So until he does, you pump the brakes a little bit there, but I do think they're good.
Yeah, I think they have a lot down there in that swamp, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's never um, a year where LSU just does not have talent.
Oh shit!
I mean, they might be bad on defense, but they got talent, and they're gonna keep talent. And when you got a quarterback like Nesmire, and you got the supporting cast to go with him, you got a running back be his second year. They got receivers. Man, they could be the team. If I had to pick a SEC champion this year, it would be LSU.
Mm-hmm.
It would be LSU for what they got coming back, and the quarterback that they have now, who I'm not very high on in the SEC. I talked about Nico, but I'm not high on Manning. Everybody's riding the Manning train, but not high on Manning at all.
It's
Manning
wild, right?
hadn't. He's in the middle of the pack to me. I mean, take the name off of him. Take the Manning name off him and let his last name be Smith. And where is he? Art Smith. Where's Art Smith at? Is what I want to know.
The brand has finally returned. Your brand.
And that's the deal with Arch Manning. It's like they're trying to give him something that he hasn't earned. And man, respect to the Manning family from right here in Mississippi, man. So I'm not trying to crap on the guy, but I just need to see more. He goes out there and he blows it up, and I'm gonna give him his props.
No, listen,
But I just hadn't seen it, man.
Well, no, and I think that expecting somebody to come in and in their first season in the SEC, he's one of the favorites for the Heisman. They're talking about them as a favorite for the Natty. They've got a lot of guys that they're replacing in a lot of places. It's not just Quinn Ewers. It's not any. Look, there's a lot of dudes that are gone from that team. They got 4 brand new offensive linemen.
Yes.
I understand that they've been in the system. I understand that everybody in Austin loves Kyle Flood. He ain't Bill Bedenbaugh. Okay,
Correct.
He ain't. And so the facts of the matter are you don't have the same things coming there. Now, what I will tell you is I think that Texas is still going to be pretty damn good, particularly in the view of the fact that they still got the kiddie schedule. You know, where we're talking about Oklahoma. I mean, look, I could see anything happening from 8-4 up. I don't really see them falling apart or anything like I did last year and like we did last year, because I don't think that you could have that many shitty things go wrong with you. And they still could have very easily, we lost them. They still very easily could have won 8 games. I mean, they had the lead at Ole Miss. They had the lead in the last 2 minutes of the damn Missouri game, and they didn't come through. They could have won 8. So in view of the fact, and that was without a decent game plan whatsoever. So, we've talked about this a bunch. So I'm not talking about anything emotionally. And Bevo's bodyguard, you better tread lightly, because I'll kick your ass out of both of these streams easily. But
hey, Jason.
Yeah, I got you. I had you. Lost him again, damn it. Let's see. Oh, and look, man, I'm not saying that Arch isn't going to be good. I understand what Coach Dent's saying, right? I do understand what he's saying. He's a Manning. I get it. In the end, you still got to come through.
Hello,
We got
Jason.
you back. I got you back. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Marcus, we got I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. I don't know what's happening here. But it's also about time LSU forces a natty on a bad coach. Coach didn't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Hey, we got you. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It's showing you offline.
No, it's showing you offline. Maybe it is me. Let me check. Did y'all lose me or did you lose him? You can't name 5 SEC quarterbacks better than Arch? Why not just say you can't name 10? What are you talking about, bro? Stupid. You can't name 5 better. Bro, you say some dumb shit sometimes. Oh, man. You guys can see me still? See, making sure. Yeah, you lost it. Okay. Yeah, with entitlement. That'll be the Manning's downfall if they're not careful. Now, look, I don't know that. I'm not sure that from what I could see, from what I could tell on his interview and stuff, I mean, he did it the right way and stuff. And I think that he even said himself, he hadn't done anything. We brought that up before. He hadn't done shit yet. To crown the kid like he's all that, what have we seen from him? We saw him play a bad thanks, Neilio. We saw him play a bad Mississippi State team. We saw him play ULM. Whoopty shit. You know? Whoopty shit. Okay. Let's see. I got you, coach. Hold on. Oh, man, we lost his ass again. All right, I don't know. Something's going on there. Something's happening there. Anyway, look, let's see. What did you just say there? I saw somebody pop in here. Is this old Jesse? What's up there, man? While Bevo's bodyguard, you do know that J.D. Piquel has Arch as the 5th quarterback in his predictions. I'm surprised that J.D. Piquel is saying that. It just keeps on popping him out of there. Let me check with him around something real quick. Forgot about his other login, I think. Let's see. Let's see who else. Remember the Oklahoma did to Phil Simms' son who played for Texas? I do remember that. Remember old Superman Roy treating him like a redheaded stepchild. And I also remember that they shouldn't have been playing him. They should have been playing. They should have been playing. Damn, why did I just forget his name? Damn it. Oh, anyway, they had the wrong quarterback in. Topher, what's up, Ryman Lemon? Nobody cares what you think, bro. What's up, man? I'm good. I'm good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Just noticed my first cup of coffee. Hey, man. Thanks for coming in, Jesse. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. So he's talented and Sark's coaching him. Okay, good. I didn't say he wasn't talented, bro. I didn't say that. Oh, Marcus is he's still, I'm trying to get him to get in there, but it ain't working so far. All right. Anyway, we'll keep trying. Let's see. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. The pressure mount up. And listen, I think everybody can continue to hate on Oklahoma. That's fine with me. I love it that all these Texas fans think that they're just going to reload and do their thing and everything's going to be perfect for them. Well, I think that you're going to fall on your face at some point here, even if it ain't this year. He's not the best quarterback developer in the country. You're out of your damn mind. You know damn good and well he ain't better than Lincoln Riley. You know he's not. And I'm not. And I hate Lincoln's ass. And you know damn good and well he ain't better than Lincoln Riley. Stop it already. So knock that shit off. And you know, I mean, hell, for that matter, you could say the same about Kalen DeBoer. He hadn't beaten Kalen DeBoer yet. Hadn't done it. And yeah, I'm not buying it. The best quarterback development. What did he do? What did he really do? He developed Quinn Ewers, the perfect recruit. He had a 100 rating. Yeah, Major was better. The best quarterback developer in the country. Come on, man. Get out of here. Yeah, what's old Matt? What's his name that was with Alabama? Yeah, it looked good whenever he had all them studs around him there in Tuscaloosa. But is he even still in the NFL now? Come on. Yeah, Major was definitely better than Sims was. I don't know why you're always in here talking. We don't even care what you got to say, bro. We really don't. What's up there, Bishop Frank? My man. Just a bill. What? What'd you say? Oh. Oh, man. I don't know. Anyway, we ain't even here talking about that. We're talking about Oklahoma and where they're at. And so that was the other thing. Obviously, looking at their returning production, number 10 in the country, number 6 on offense. Got good in the places that they had to replace it. They replaced it with pretty good talent. You know, to me, it is what it is. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And that's coming from an Oklahoma fan that nobody gives a shit about Lincoln at this point. And, you know, but the truth is 3 Heisman Trophy winners, all 3 of them went number 1 in the draft. He hasn't done that. He hasn't done that. So say what you want, man, but have fun with that. Y'all just loving on him because y'all, you know, lucked into your spots that you got into the last couple of years. Now, you should have done something more about it 2 years ago. Last year was what it was. But you know as much as anybody else does, Bevo, that, you know, all you Texas fans know better. You're talking a big game, but it is what it is. Down at the Cardinal spring training this morning. Oh, nice. Thanks, Neilio. Appreciate you coming in, my man. So where's it at? Are you down in? You're down in Arizona? Nice. Yeah. I think for whatever reason Sark definitely had something loved him some Quinn. He took up for him a lot the year that he wasn't that great. I mean, what was the big one? He's not going to be drafted in the first round. Hell no. Hell no, he's not. No way. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Yeah, no doubt. Agreed. He is. So is Kalen DeBoer, if you ask me. I think Sark's good. I think Sark's good as a coordinator. I think he's good. I don't think he's great as a head coach. I wouldn't sit here and say he's the best quarterback developer in the world. He ain't. He hadn't even kind of come close to proving that yet. I don't know why you would even say that at this point. You can't even, you got, numbers have to matter, results have to matter. And he hadn't done shit. He's literally, as a head coach, he's won more than 10 games twice now. There's plenty of reasons for it. With the West Palm Beach to the site for the STL game. Nice. Hey, man, that's good stuff, Neilio. Hope you guys enjoy it. Spring training is a blast, isn't it? Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah. Well, and that's where I think that they're going to – here's what I'll say is as much as everybody's hating on Oklahoma and all this stuff, and they have been, and, you still get a lot of it. As I was saying, the Oklahoman column at 8-4 was pretty much a surprise to me because I don't think that – now, I'd love to see what guys like the guys at the Tulsa World are saying now because, as we know, the former columnist from the Oklahoma is now at the Tulsa World. So it is what it is. And, look, man, I don't know, man. I think it still surprises me that they went 8-4 with it. You'd say Sark's is better than Lincoln? Why? I don't agree. I don't think that the results. What proof? Well, they beat Arizona State, and they beat Okie Light in the championship game last year after Oklahoma got screwed out of it. Come on, man. I don't see it. Well, I don't see it there, Ryman. I mean, you're welcome to your opinion, though. Welcome to your opinion. But I do think, I think that, look, it's kind of similar to being the best, the best football player in a town full of, basketball players. I don't know. It's just, it just doesn't really do it. Oh yeah. So we always forget, Bevo, that, no, we're talking about, he said y'all talk about Texas schedule, yet hedging all your bets on a QB that went 8-4 on a Mountain West schedule. Yeah. Do you not, you do remember that Cam Ward came from that same program, and this is the ultimate team game. You do realize this, right? So go watch some of their games. Go see who they played against. And in the end, it kind of is what it is. But it was a trip. Fucking Bevo is a trip, dude. Hey, we got him back. He's
Man,
back.
what's happening?
What's up, dog?
Man, I had to do some doggone rigging around here, bro.
Man, we gotta hook you up on this damn technology.
Hey, I finally got my laptop. My laptop had been messing up, man, and I had been playing with it for a while. So I finally kind of work some things out. So now I got it on the laptop, so I'm straight now.
All right. I was just we were just engaging with Bevo again. To talk about schedules, hedging all your bets on a quarterback that went 8-4 with a Mountain West schedule. Yeah. Again, if you know anything about Washington State, they didn't have a defense. And
Man, let me
take
take this one, if you don't mind. Please let me take this one. Now, you want to say 8-4 what in the Mountain West or whatever the situation is. Go look at the quarterbacks that played in the national championship. Where did they come from? What kind of production did they have? So don't give me that BS, man. That's total BS. And I don't care how you chop it up or how you try to make it sound. You're saying this because you hate and you don't want Oklahoma to advance to back where we know we belong.
Where they got that
Because
song on top of them again. Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly it. You know, you want to talk about this quarterback, go look at some of the other quarterbacks and where they come from. And what they have done in the SEC. So quit playing the Bookie Man game or whatever, because it's just not working over here, bro. It's not happening.
Which Heisman winners are on his belt? Who we talking about? Reggie? We talk about Reggie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm trying to think, man. Sellers is a what?
He had a receiver. He had a receiver and he had Reggie. That didn't have shit to do with his quarterback.
Man.
Come on, bro.
Delusional. That's
I guess Matt Leinart the year before. Matt Leinart. But if you remember correctly, Kiffin was there too.
He was. And
wait a minute. There's a guy named Norm Chow that was the fucking coordinator.
Oh, Norm Chow, man. Oh, Chowed out.
Come on, man. You got to stop, bro. You got to stop.
Yeah. Haters gonna hate, bro.
Bro. Norm Chow was their freaking coordinator during that time. Try again.
Yeah.
Jake Locker. Come on, bro.
Man, I can tell you this.
Who the fuck is Jake Locker? From Washington? Are you shitting me?
Man, look.
Lord.
You know, things are lining up, Jason, and that's what I think with the hire, I think people see the picture now. You know, things are lining up. And the ones who want Oklahoma to fail, you know, we can expect this. We can expect this. From you look at from the top to the bottom, we're fixing, we're fixing all the potholes. And we're not just patching them. I mean, we're going in and we reconstruction and we laying down new pavement, so the highway will be a lot smoother. And that's something, man. I got to take my hat off to Joe. Much criticism that he has gotten over the last, year and a half. I mean, this move right here was big because it doesn't happen without him. This move doesn't happen without him. So you have to say, hey, man, look, big ups to him. How they handled things was really great. Because we got it. I mean, that's all that matters now. We got it. And you talking about an evaluator. Just think about this. I'm gonna give you this scenario. Let's say you got two defensive tackles or two offensive tackles, and you sitting in the room and everybody's doing evaluations. And Coach being bold is as good as he is. Anybody can be on the fence about any kid. Well, you got a person here now that, hey man, let me call Jeff and see. Let me run this by him. And he look at it. He might find something that they didn't find. Not saying that they're not competent to do it, because it could be vice versa. You see what I'm saying? So when you got more experienced eyes, you can make more, comparable decisions about the program and the kids you need. I think that's what's going to happen. I said this before I went off the air, man. I think the portal is where he is going to help us the most. High school recruiting, man, those guys got that. They got that. Look at what Big Bill done, man. Look what they
Yeah.
done on the defensive side.
Oh no, bro. They don't. It's not like
Yeah.
that's the. But to be able to say, look, you can sit there and, I mean, he knows what he's looking at. You know what you see.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And so I think that it's going to be good to. And look, I think it improves your recruiting a little bit as well, because if you look at okay, well, yeah, he's been putting guys in the NFL that he's been looking at those guys that are kind of undervalued that are going to the Senior Bowl, because really that's what the Senior Bowl is. A lot of times you don't get the top guys going, right?
No.
You see Shedeur Sanders going there. He didn't go. He went to the East-West Shrine game. Whatever. In the end, a lot of times they don't even do it. Now Baker went, but I don't remember if Kyler did or not. But, Baker went and he didn't have to. Everybody was already projecting him to number one. But the truth is, a lot of these guys that have went, he knows how to evaluate. I mean, in evaluating talent, whether they're a couple of years older and a little bit bigger or not, there's
tangibles that you can see in a kid.
Absolutely. And look, I was thinking back to the Pivot podcast, and they were talking to Saban, right? And they were giving him his flowers from Belichick, and then he was giving them back to Belichick, right? But he was talking about what they learned about there's the guys that you got to go get, and they have to fit into this mold. They need to be this size, this strength, this weight, whatever, this kind of speed.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need to have those dudes. So when you stick to that, and I mean, don't think for a second that's not how everybody does it, because it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just the way I look at it. And I feel like a guy like this, 25 years on the job, you're right. I was looking at 7 different places that he was one of the top scouts. 5 of those dudes were in the Super Bowl. He knows what he's doing looking at talent. The recruiting part, I don't think that's what you have to worry about, because, again, this is where, look, what we know that BV is good at is, I mean, you said it yourself, closing people, and making sure that it's about more than just the money. I mean, he needs to be the guy, identify him and come along with us. You know what I mean? And all that. But this is, man, one of the best things that this staff does is recruit. So I think you just added a huge piece to that, a huge piece to it.
BV is going to make sure you got the right stuff. That's his thing. When he said the right stuff, he's talking about the ability on the field, the character, and I'm not putting this in order, the character and the drive, and just wanting to be at Oklahoma. And wanting to be at Oklahoma just not because there's a hefty check, that you might be able to get, because they don't even talk about that. That's one thing, man. I know people will sit here and think I'm just blowing smoke. Man, we didn't talk about anything like that.
Marcus, we've talked to other parents. Aside from you, not one of them has said that they've had a conversation with BV about money.
Right. I mean, you gotta want to be here, man.
Yeah.
You gotta want to be here. You gotta want to put down the right things to make the program better. If you make the program better, obviously it's going to do the same thing.
They're not. Hey, this isn't the program that's got the Lambos parked outside of the damn stadium when they get there.
It don't need to be.
Mm-mm.
Don't need to be. But I can tell you this: they're going to take care of their own. I can promise you that.
Sure.
They're going to take care of their own, and they're going to be honest with people. That's one thing that I see a lot of programs being really dishonest. And you have to be honest with people about where your child is. I get a text from Coach B every now and then. Let me know. Isaiah has some good days. He has some bad days. That's a part of growing up. You know what I do? I tell her, hey man, keep your foot on his damn neck, because that's the type parent I am. Now you might not be like that.
Oh, I know how you are.
You know, everybody, BB, hell, Isaiah pretty much had it rougher at home sometimes.
Oh,
You
no,
know?
I've heard the stories, man.
Yeah, so, you know, hey,
And
give
ain't
it
just
to
from
him.
you. Ain't just from
No,
your ass either.
no. Give it to him. Put your foot in his ass and make him get it. Because that's what he came there for.
Listen, you know what? I was having this conversation. I was on with those guys on Coach Sean's channel, Ty's channel, Around the Table Sports yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And with Brinsky and them. And they were talking about how the wide receiver coach had kind of come out and made some comments about how that receiving group was, and you know that they needed to, that he was going to expecting a lot more from them now that they're, you know, getting paid, blah 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 blah, right? And they were asking, you know, what do you think about that as far as, you know, being rougher on them? I said, I think that most kids like to be coached hard.
Yeah.
I think that the ones that don't are probably the guys you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
And not to say that you have to scream at all of them or any of that stuff, but you know, Coach Roybal talks about it all the time. And the kids, man, they want to be coached right. And I think there's certain ways that, you know, you expect, when you have expectations out of them, they're going to try to rise to that occasion, right?
Man, I guess I grew up in a different era. And even as a coach, when I coached high school football,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I had fun with my guys off the field. We had fun on the field, but it was business. We got to take care of this business first.
That's right.
And they knew that. When they came to practice, all they hee ha ha. Hey, look, let's go ahead and take care of business. Let's make these plays. Man, we're gonna celebrate.
Ain't nothing to laugh about if you ain't winning.
Right. So you gotta be you know, everybody, well, man, you're too hardcore. No, man, you have to set a presence with these kids because kids like discipline, man. It's some of the parents, I'm gonna be honest with you, some of the parents that's some of the problem. I had a talk with my parents the other day. we had a couple parents just complaining about everything. And you know, I politely told her, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate your kid, but I honestly don't think this is the program for you. Because we're not gonna go back and forth with you about your son. If you didn't trust us, then if you feel like he's more comfortable somewhere else, then go somewhere else. And that's just I feel like that with college, pee wee, high school, whatever the situation is. But I feel like, you know, that these kids that we have now understand the mission and understand Coach BV is gonna be tough on you. It's gonna have some days he gonna crawl up your ass and tiptoe on your damn brain. He gonna do that. That's a part of it. But he's still gonna make sure you good though afterwards. That's what I like about it.
The most important pieces to him is not you being an All-American or getting to the NFL and stuff. That's not what it is. It's you becoming a man, getting your degree, just like what you just saw from that's what Kimberly Kay was just talking about. If you can't get a degree, his priorities are intact. Look, the sole mission's there for a lot of this stuff to become a good man, to be a role model.
You become a good man, you're gonna be a good football player.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it. You know, he's building culture that people don't see. The locker room is good. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bring in a guy like Jeff who's going to say, "Hey, look, I know what it takes to get you to get to the next level. You're doing this. You need to be doing it." I mean, he's going to be around the program. He's just not going to be in our office, bro. He's going to be out there.
Nagy? Oh no,
Yeah.
no, yeah. Jim Nagy's going to be around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, said Jim. Excuse me.
You gotta know that. You got to know that he's. To me, it feels like there had to be in some kind of in order for this to happen. If you're going up against Florida and you're going up maybe against some NFL teams, something had to click there. This was a huge move by BV and Joe C. For all the shit that people want to talk, you got to give them their flowers on this one, people. This might be the biggest move that you made, that anybody made, all off season.
Off season. This is a big move off season. Even my Ole Miss guys, they don't want to admit it. You know, when I sent them, I sent them the clip. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good move. No, it's a damn good movie. You know it. So hey, now I understand that, man. But we're on the right track, man. You got spring ball coming around the corner next week. I'll be in Norman for a couple days, man, just up there chilling out, doing some fishing, checking out some practices. So man, I'm super excited about where the program is and where the program is going and what they're doing. All the naysayers out there, man, they're gonna let them talk. Let them talk because that's their job. That's their job. They're part of society. They're part of society that we need to keep fueling the fire. So,
and I think that goes for the dumbasses that are Oklahoma fans that say the stupid shit all the time, and they do, and they continue to. I mean, the other day it was like, "Whoa, we're only getting for a year."
I
You
mean,
know what I mean? It was like,
right now, man. I mean, the hay is pretty much in the barn when it comes to that. We'll get a couple guys out of Porter in the spring, but it won't be many. I mean, I think they'll look and see where they are right now after the spring, do an assessment, and say, hey, we need to, bar an injury or anything, we need to get, a couple more guys over here. I don't think they bring in no more than 3 to 5 guys out of spring portal. That's it. If that many.
yeah.
Because number one, it's not going to be a whole, there's not going to be a whole lot there. The portal is not the same portal it was 3 years ago.
No.
It was fluid with guys. It's not that way anymore.
Well, there's only and I think a lot of people are going to be waiting. You got July 1st or whatever it is when you find out if they're going to, or June 1st, one of the two, whenever they do the house settlement, if that goes through or not.
Mm-hmm.
That changes things a lot right there when that happens, because now that money that you got to come up with, that 20 million, you got to do it, for it. And so to do that, that's going to knock back some of that portal money anyway. I just think that the big programs, and Oklahoma's definitely one of them, they're going to be able to afford doing that. They're going to be able to continue to do that. Plus say, okay, yeah, we can go deeper with that, with the NIL also whenever we need to. Now, don't get it twisted. This is another reason I said this on, there's a couple guys on Twitter the other day still talking like, if you don't win X amount of games this year, blah, 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 they're going to fire you. I think it would have to be worse than what it was last season, and under certain circumstances before that happens. I just don't see you paying $100 million and then and you've already invested at least that much in this roster and in who you got in there as coaches. They're not going to pay all that damn money and then just throw some more money away behind it whenever, and you've got a guy like Nagy there saying, hey, we need these guys. Now, I don't think he's necessarily tied to BV, because I don't think he is. I think that if BV was to lose his job, he's still there.
No, he's still there.
But the point is, unless it's worse, I don't see it. I just don't, because
well, that's one reason why they brought him in, Jason. That's
big money people like that. They don't throw good money after bad. They're just not going to do that shit.
Here's the deal, Jason. Think about this. Bringing Jim in is a part of this whole puzzle, bro. It's a part of the whole plan. And everything that they're doing is long term. Everything is long term. I know a lot of people can't see it, but it's a long term deal. We got the right guy. We got a man of men. We got a man of men that's teaching these young guys how to be tough, how to be strong. And they're gonna win, bro. You look at when the cards come together. We beat Alabama in good fashion. That's the type football team I think you're gonna see from us next year, because we're gonna have some offensive production that's gonna be a lot better than what we had in especially last year. So, I understand all the talk. He hadn't played in the SEC, but guess what? He hadn't had the tools that he has right now either.
Let's say he has a little bit of a drop off because of the SEC, right? Let's say he has what? I mean, we were talking about before. What if he ended up with 10, 12 less touchdowns? That's still over 30 touchdowns.
3,000 yards. We winning, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We winning.
You get
3,000 yards.
3,000 yards out of him. You get 30 touchdowns, 3,000 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood. Even 28, 29, whatever. You get somewhere in that neighborhood. You keep it below 12, 10, 12 interceptions. You're going to have a chance to win.
And here's another thing people don't understand when it comes to quarterback
Dude, I saw
play.
that too.
When it comes to quarterback play, he's not going to sit there and hold the ball for 4 or 5 seconds, guys. He's not doing that.
No. I'm glad you brought that up.
He's not doing that, man. He's going and man, guess what? That gives the offensive line,
bro. It comes out fast.
That gives the offensive lines some hope. Not saying that they need that, but I got a guy that I know, hey, I'm finna bust your ass for the next 3 to 4 seconds because that ball is gonna be gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Have you watched any? I was watching last week.
I watched a lot of his film, bro. I'm a film guy.
Yeah, dude. Well, I went back and watched 4 games last week just in off time because I had some downtime and where I had stuff going on. And I was anyway, just kind of sitting around waiting and couldn't do anything here at the house because I wasn't at the house. So I'm sitting there watching some more, and I'm thinking, damn, that ball comes out quick from this cat.
It does.
He throws it. He throws it to the open spot instead of to the guy, which is not everybody does that. He layers balls. He's not afraid to get out of that pocket and make a throw from it out of there too, which is where people were saying that it's similar to Baker. I don't know how similar I think it is to Baker, but I'll say this. Baker scrambled to throw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's rolling it out of that pocket so that he can throw the ball down the field. Now, Mateer likes to run it. He likes to run it up the damn field. Now, I think that there's a limit to that, how much of that you want to see him doing in the SEC, because that's the difference in the SEC is that you're going to get hit by some cats that are a little better.
Man.
And they're going to hit you with a little more force. But you got to let a player be a player, man. You got to let him go do his thing.
Man, a D1 football player is a D1 football player. The SEC, you just got more dudes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you just got more dudes. That's it. And he's a throwback. And what I mean by a throwback, he's not the golden boy, is what I like about him. He's not a golden boy, man.
What did Dolby say? I think somebody said it on KREF yesterday or one of the days this week that Kendall Dolby said dogs recognize dogs and he's a dog.
Yeah, he a dog. And then and another thing, he's like one of the guys. He's not the golden boy.
Yeah.
He's not the lead 11 guy. He's one of the guys. And that means a lot, guys. I'm telling you, that means a lot in the locker room when the guys feel like that about you. You understand what I'm saying, bro? Hey, man, he come in, he got the long hair. Hey, hey, look, he comes in, he got a little bit of a swag to him, man. Hey, he likes to hang out with the guys. Man, he a dude. He's that guy. You have guys that you want to play for. I had one of those guys. You want to play for him because he one of the guys. And it didn't make a difference how much, we was at a little small HBCU, and every time you turn around, you had everybody wanting to interview McNair. But guess what, man? He didn't care nothing about that. He was one of the dudes. We used to go down the stretch. I can tell it now. We used to go down the stretch with a pistol and shoot deer out the car, out the truck, take them joker back to the dorm, skin him up, put him on the grill. Yeah. He one of the guys. You gotta have a guy like that. You want to go to work. You want to go to work with a guy like that, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think that's all the other stuff that all the tangibles that he brings, man. I think one of the most important tangibles that he brings, that he is one of the guys. Yeah. And I think that's going to go a long way with this football team.
They're talking about his handsomeness and his shampoo commercials is what he
Who's talking about that?
Everybody in the chat, they're talking about he needs to get in some shampoo commercials and.
Oh man, he
And,
don't need it. Man, he from
that's
Texas. He
funny
straight
shit.
up boom Howard, baby.
That's some funny ass shit, man. Well, the first thing I saw was he got that new truck, that big Dodge, that big $100,000 truck, badass
Yeah,
truck. It's a
yeah,
nice ass truck. But
yeah. I mean,
he
anybody
was
drives a
loving
truck
that.
is all right
He's
with me, bro.
hey man, yeah. When you drive a truck, I'm happy about. I'm happy to see that.
Yes, sir.
You know, yeah. That means yeah.
That's
Put a dip in his mouth. I really like him.
Hey, that's one thing about Isaiah. That joker didn't want no car, man. No car, no SUV. He wanted a pickup truck.
That's
And,
right.
and you know, if you go in that pickup truck right now, you slide it back. I guarantee you, it's about 4 fishing reels in that summer gun. A
He's found
tackle
all
box.
the fishing holes in
Oh
that area.
man, dude, man, he's learning the holes in Oklahoma when it's his
Yeah. Oh,
downtime.
there's some
That's
good
his.
fishing there's some good fishing around there. There's
Yeah,
damn
man.
ponds everywhere, bro. You can
Yeah.
go find places to fish for
Hey,
no doubt.
if anybody in the chat knows somebody in Norman, I will be in Norman. I'm fishing all week. We got the next in Norman. So if you got a pond you want me to check out, hit me up.
Yeah.
Hey, 'cause we're going to the pond, baby. You bet
Yeah,
that.
I don't think that anybody's really comparing him to Baker Mayfield. I think
No.
I think the comparisons are is that he's not a guy that look, man. I think that the comparisons start happening because of what we saw with Jackson last year. Not to sit here and kill on that kid. I'm just saying, man, when the pocket broke down, so did he. And sometimes the pocket didn't even break down and he was breaking down.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
that's not the kind of player we got right now.
Mm-mm.
And not in him and not in Michael Hawkins either.
Mm-mm.
You know, these guys are able to deal with dirty pocket if that's what he gets. And is he going to have a clean pocket? I think he's going to play from a cleaner pocket. The other thing is he gets the ball out quick. The ball comes out, man. He's getting it out when it's supposed to come out. So in the end, it's still the SEC, folks. It's still the SEC. There's going to be guys that are going to get in the backfield some. It's just going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's the damn SEC.
It's gonna happen, bro. Yeah, it's gonna happen. I mean,
What do you do whenever that does happen? If you can find a way to make a play or not be a negative play on it, that's important. They got to cut back on them damn turnovers. The fumbles have got to stop. You know, they had 30 fumbles last year? 30 fucking fumbles, man.
how many of those fumbles?
I don't know how many they lost.
From the backfield, from running backs. I know
Uh,
we had a lot. From running.
yeah, but they weren't as many, I don't think, as the quarterback.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I think Jackson had the most fumbles.
Wow, I didn't realize
He had a fumble
that.
he played in 10 games for Oklahoma. 10 out of 13 that they had while he was, there. And from the bowl game on, he had a fumble in 10 out of the 13 games he played at Oklahoma. 10 out of 13.
That's a lot. That's way too many to win.
Think about that for a second, too, man. Think about that Mizzou fumble.
Oh,
Nobody was around that cat.
man, let's talk about something else.
That's what I was.
Let's talk about something else, man.
Here's the thing.
It's in the review, bro. Let's talk about something else besides that.
JN1 running back. No, and I think that's listen. That's the hope. You got to. We can see what they have to improve, though, Marcus. That's what it's all doable. Yeah. Fumbling is that's not something that you can't fix.
No, you can fix that.
Shit.
You can definitely fix that. You can fix that with a lot of different things by putting somebody else's ass in there. That's the number one thing you can fix it with.
Hold on to that football or you ain't going to be in the game. Period. Yeah, you're right, Stan. You're right.
I think those things, man, they're looking at that kind of stuff, man. We know what we got to do. Yep. We just got to do it. We just got to do it. We got to take the Nike approach and just do it. That's what we got to do, bro.
That's right.
And it's no secret what needs to happen at Oklahoma. If you're a football guy, everybody's saying, prove yourself, and I get it. Man, look, I'm a football guy. You gonna have to prove it. I told Isaiah, I said, man, even when you win, you're not gonna shut everybody up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Oh
You
man,
got you got some people that's gonna want your offensive line coach gone. You got some people that's gonna want your head coach gone. I heard somebody say the other day, and it was on one of those podcasts, SEC podcasts or something like that, and they was talking about, well, you got Arbuckle, but they made him keep the offensive line coach. Like that was a bad thing. Like like, hey, look, he's beyond his time. No, man, Coach B is still one of the best um, that's out there. Period. You know, and you're gonna have naysayers that's gonna come in and talk and just talk crazy. But you have to look at the overall picture. What happened with the injuries? Quarterback play wasn't that good, but yet and still, these guys are together. The locker room is tight, and that's one thing that you have to know as a team. Your locker room has to be tight. All this stuff. I haven't seen a team win a Super Bowl, national championship, or anything that the locker room wasn't tight. You look at Ohio State. You think that locker room wasn't tight with those guys after that loss to Michigan? That locker room was solid,
yeah.
and that our locker room has been solid and gonna stay solid because you got a guy like BV that's gonna keep it solid.
No, man, and look, I mean, you're one of the ones that keeps saying these kids don't want to be the reason that he loses his job. They want
Man,
him there.
and they love that guy. They love him, man. They love that guy. Hey, he drive him. He drive the hell out of him now.
Yeah, he does.
He drives the shit out of them. But they, you know, hey, Isaiah went and got a damn full body massage the other day, man. He's like, man, this shit is tough. But he went and got that massage. Shit, he like EA Sports. He back in the game now, baby. I mean, you if anything worth having, your ass is gonna pay for.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay for it.
Oh yeah, man.
You're gonna pay for it.
If it ain't, if it was easy, everybody could do it, and nobody would give a shit about it.
Right.
Oh.
And that's what I like about. That's what I just like about the program, man. I've had people here in Mississippi, like, man, Isaiah could have did this, could have did that. I said, man, Isaiah is fucking fine. I don't want to hear that shit. He's fine. Because you know why he's fine? Because he loves what he's doing. He loves where he's at. And not just him, just talking to him, talking to Eddie. Just the other day, I think Ryan Fogier had some mail that was being delivered, and it's kind of hard to get it from the post office. And Isaiah had it come to his place. Man, they're helping out the young guys. You understand what I'm saying? They're helping out the young guy. They know it's about a team. That's a team concept. And that's just where they are right now. And I don't think Coach B or Coach BV will have it any other way.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of things going on that's that people don't understand. The tightness of this group. I think I think last night was it last night or yesterday that they dropped the depth chart for the receivers.
I've got it right here. Yeah. So Jaden Gibson's on the top of the Z, which I love seeing that because, bro, that means he's back and healthy.
That means he's back and healthy, bro.
Jaden Gibson's about to have him a fucking year.
I'm with the
have him a year.
I'm with the one, baby.
Yeah.
I'm with the one, baby.
There's another Gibson at the number one in the X position.
What?
Mr. Giovanni Gibson.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Old Swag himself.
Yes, sir.
That's him.
And then Deion Burks. Deion Burks is at the Y. Now, Sategna, he's right there too, I think. Right, and they've got him at the Y. I think they can move him around a lot too.
Yeah, I think he's versatile enough to do that.
What's something that made me think a little bit. Kearney and Carry-On are at the 2 in those other spots. And both of those, we're talking big receivers again. Here we go. These guys are all got some size to them. Zion Kearney's 6'3".
Hey.
And we know, and I mean, obviously, Ivan Carry-On 6'6", 6'7".
Hey, look at him, bro. I'm gonna tell you one. We got one in the SIP that play with me. He gonna be ready next year.
Yeah,
he gonna be ready next year. We're gonna unleash him pretty quick.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll give him the rundown here real quick, Stan. It's so the X is Javonte Gibson, Zion Kearney, Keontez Lewis, and Elijah Thomas. Which don't count out Elijah because they're gonna play him. That kid he's been a dog since he got there. Then the Z is Jaden, then Ivan Carry-On, Zion Reagans, and Emmanuel Choice. There's another guy that you probably shouldn't count out, freshman or not. Then Deion Burks in the Y, the slot, Isaiah Satangna, Jacob Jordan, Josiah Martin. I think all these guys are going to get some love and get some time. You know what I mean? I just do. But I think it's huge that, I think it's huge. I think Jaden Gibson being healthy enough that they want to put him on the top of that damn depth chart is a great sign. That is a great sign.
Ring the bell, baby.
Hey, baby.
Ring the bell, baby. School in session. Ring the bell.
Man.
Ring the bell, baby.
You want to talk about dogs, man?
Hey, it's a good-looking bunch, man.
If it's a 50-50 ball, Jaden Gibson going to go get it. You ain't going to get it from him. He's a 6'6" guy. You know what I mean? He's a big dude. And once he got over that nervousness that he had about him at first, listen, he came on mostly in the second half of 2023, had 13 catches, 5 of the motherfuckers were touchdowns, coach.
Yeah.
He's ready to have a huge year. I'm excited for him, man. I'm excited for him. I'm rooting for that kid too. But we're rooting. I mean, obviously we're rooting for Giovanni. So glad you brought him up in the show that day. And and next thing you know, man,
hey,
EJ getting a hold of him.
Hey man, he's a dog, man. He's a dog. And here's the thing. He goes and he does well. There's a pipeline that I think that we're going to be able to tap into for long. I'm not going to say too much, but I think there's a great pipeline that OU is going to be able to tap into. OU is making their way around Mississippi, man. OU has quite a few offers in Mississippi, and that's good, man.
You were telling me on your show last week that we were talking about this guy about a month ago. Remember?
Oh yeah, JJ Hill. Oh man,
JJ Hill from Tupelo.
Dog, man. Dog,
man. About a running back, bro.
Man, and then Tupelo just one of the top programs in the state. Yeah. They just won. Man, the girls just won the state championship. All those girls, my wife coached in junior high, in high school for 4 years, and they done won 2 back to back. So, hey, shout out to the wife, man. Help building that program. So
Miss Passion.
Oh yeah, she put it on them now. She put it on them, man. So
love it.
They won another state championship. So just the program itself, man, is the biggest 7A school in the state of Mississippi. So that lets you know that he's playing top ball. And he's playing really good football. I mean, OU has 3 offers to running backs in Mississippi. You got JJ Hill, you got Tyson Robinson, and you got Markel Stevens. So 3 guys.
There's another one. Yeah, they gave that one to Markel Stevens.
Oh,
matter of fact, I think I got it. I think I got that video that I put up there. Let me pop it up here for him. You guys want to check this kid out. And this is a 2027 kid this is where you want to give props though to DeMarco right here, because for everybody that wants to trash him out and some of the, the way he does things, this is who he goes and finds, man. Let me find this guy. I know I got that video. I was just seeing it the other day.
Yeah, man. And my thing, hey, we all know if 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 if
Mhm.
uh if Dupree had to stay healthy and stayed in Oklahoma, what would have happened?
Oh,
So look, it's not like you hadn't got one of the best that ever put the jersey on. Some unfortunate thing happened. It is what it is. But we got talent in Mississippi, homeboy. And I think, with being able to get Isaiah, and I think some other kids are looking at that. And and the thing I think Oklahoma is looking at is all that was done without. I mean, a lot of people thinking, okay, they first cousins, and it had something to do with it. Man, Dupree didn't know anything about Oklahoma and Isaiah until he had got the offer. So it was about the school, and that's McKen folks, man. I love him. We talk every other day. Got a lot of stuff going on together, man. But Isaiah loved the program for what it was, not because his cousin played there, you know. And I think Oklahoma seeing that they can get some of those kids out of there, because if you look, you got Mississippi kids playing all over the country. I mean, look at the running back 2 years ago, Florida State, from right there in Jackson, Mississippi. The Washington had Johnson right there in Mississippi. So you got a lot of guys. You got I think the running back at
look at this kid, how fast he is, though.
oh yeah, he
Bruh,
put me
it's
on.
like he shot out of a damn cannon.
Yeah, I mean that's a sophomore film, man. So Mikael is working every day, man, getting bigger and stronger. Had a kid, that he came from what's the name of the school over in Georgia, Gainesville. He came from Gainesville right at the end, right at the beginning of the season, and kind of split time with a guy, man. But he's a physical kid, man, to be his size. A little over 200 pounds right now. He still got 2 more years to play. You're not talking about a finished product. You're talking about a kid that got 2 more years to get it. So he's gonna
Yeah,
be a
dude,
good
he's
one,
got
bro.
so much speed too, right? I mean, you guys
Oh
make
yeah,
sure y'all can still hear
he's
us,
a
right?
say what now?
I was making sure these guys can still hear us
Oh
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
got us behind that video film.
Yeah, yeah, I see it. But yeah, man, he just one of those kids, man, he just hardworking. Dad gonna put him in the best position to do the things he need to do, man. And he's just a hardworking kid, man. Um, I've had it. I mean, I had him in the 6th grade, 7th grade, and the 8th grade. He didn't play for me because he had moved. Um, but yeah, he just one of those kids, man. That he's just a lunch pail guy, and I'm predicting him to be about 215 about his senior year. He's right at probably 6 foot right now, maybe a little over that, about 6 foot, man. If he's 6'1", 215, 218 when he come out of high school, that's gonna be perfect, man. 6'1", 218, that's good size.
No doubt, no
That'll
doubt.
be good size for him,
But
man.
I mean,
So
and you see this kid. I mean, and this is as a sophomore, and he wasn't the number one guy at this point. But look at this; he's able to turn around and catch this football and get his feet about it. But he's
mhm.
fast, man. This kid is freaking fast.
And like
You
I
know,
said,
he runs pretty well between the tackles too. I
no,
like the way he runs.
he loves running between the tackles. That's his thing. He's not an edge guy. He like running between the meat and potatoes, bro. He
Yep.
likes running between the meat and potatoes, and they do that. They run between the meat and potatoes, bro. That's him. You know.
Not shying away from contact.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I mean, look, and look, we know that for whatever you want to say about look at that. I mean, DeMarco, he can identify these guys, man. He can.
Oh yeah.
He gets it done. And so I think that, this is a big move for, you know, and what were his stats? You said he had how many touchdowns did he end up with last year as a
Oh,
sophomore?
I don't know how many he ended up with. I can't even remember, but he
He's
just
already got an offer from Ohio State, right?
yeah, Ohio State, Florida State, Georgia. Um, you know, I mean, he has a lot of blue blood, type offers, man. And here this is what I like also about DeMarco. Although this kid got 8 big time offers, he's not even ranked yet. They haven't even ranked him yet.
Yeah.
And he has offer from Georgia, Ohio State, OU, Florida State, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and they haven't even ranked him yet. But you know what? He don't care about that. And that's what I like about, what DeMarco did. He came in and said, okay, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at film. I'm looking at this kid. Actually, DeMarco came down to the school and offered him personally. And I think that meant a lot to the family. We talked to the dad. It meant a lot to him, for that happening. And I think OU has a great shot at him, a really good shot at him. So they're done for the spring. So get a chance to come down and check out Norman, check out the stadiums, check out the Palace. So yeah, man, Norman, and right now, I mean, Oklahoma is making a lot of noise in Mississippi.
One thing I'll
Hopefully,
say, and Mars, I understand it, and I've been critical of DeMarco and his substitution patterns and some of that stuff. I have been, but and we will keep it real here. We do. One of the parts of keeping it real though is there's not a guy that's played for DeMarco that doesn't still give him all kinds of props. Look, they all do.
mm-hmm.
They all do.
And I think a little bit this year. I think the rotation thing, and I don't know. I'm not speaking. I'm not in the huddle. I'm not in the meeting room. But
No.
I just got a feeling that that's going to change a little bit. I think the reason why we've had that over the last year or two, because we haven't had a dominant guy that says I'm the guy, and they just been kind of rotating in and out. Once you
But
have
they've
that
got
one,
some talent, man. Damn, they
they
got some
do.
talent.
Oh man, it's crazy.
And
You
look.
got different type back. All three of them are different type backs.
Mhm.
All three of them are different.
Yeah, so
Robinson,
JJ's more like, I think JJ's a lot like what we got in X-Rob, right?
oh, he is exactly like what you got in X-Rob.
Right. So, and then Tatum, and you got Taylor Tatum, and I think he's probably more similar to Michael, but he's definitely, and like we were talking about Torrey before. Listen, man,
Yeah.
Torrey Blaylock is, if you think that he's going to sit there and not work for his time, I think that's crazy talk. And
Yeah.
that's a home run waiting to happen too. There are guys in that room up and down there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we're not even talking about, look, they ever get this kid that was playing quarterback last year. I'm telling you, and this kid just looks so good too. Shit, why am I forgetting his name? He blew his knee out, tore his knee up real bad last year in the state championship game in Oklahoma.
Wow.
And he's a stud. But yeah, look, I wanted to bring up the SIP. I'm glad you said that again, Nathan. The SIP, you're talking about these guys, a bunch of them aren't highly rated. Isaiah wasn't highly rated. The dude's 6'7", he's over 320 now.
He's about 320, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
but this is what you look at. Go look up state per capita NFL players. Louisiana, Mississippi, neck and neck. That's I'm giving you the real on that, bro.
Yeah.
I think I pulled it up. I think I had it on my YouTube page. Go look at. I think I had it on my YouTube page. The amount of players that were top rated players that come from Mississippi in the 2026 class that's coming up. And look at per capita. Look how many Mississippi has per capita compared to everybody else.
Eric Gray was the last 1,000-yard rusher 2 years ago.
Eric, yeah.
Yep. And look, and here's what I would tell you. You may not get a 1,000-yard rusher all the time, but why? I think that part of that is, you know what I think part of that is that he was a workhorse back and it shortened his career. And I think that that's part of it.
Yeah, it could be.
What's up there, legend? Look, and I know, what about Tawi? He was the guy. What was the problem? He wasn't. Look, Tawi was the heart guy. He was the all heart guy. He wasn't necessarily the most talented guy in that room. I think he would tell you that.
Yes.
We had him on the show. You guys know that. He wasn't. Look, for everything that we know happened between him and DeMarco, he wasn't going to say anything bad about DeMarco. He all love. All love. Look, do I agree? Yes. He's got something to prove too. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Tell me what part of this football team doesn't have something to prove.
Look what I just sent you.
They all do.
Look what I just sent you, Jason. I don't know if you can get that pulled up or not.
I got it.
I did an article on it. I wrote an article on it, and it's on it's on the YouTube page. I don't know if I can pull it up or not, but if you just look at per capita, and you look at how many Mississippi has compared to California, man, we're in the top 2 when it comes to per capita.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. We were talking a lot about how LSU has Louisiana locked down. And it ain't about stars all the time with them either. I mean, you got guys that are coming out of the damn swamp and turning into monster receivers.
Yes.
The highest paid receiver in the world right now came out of there, and he was a 2-star. Right? It happens in these places around in the SEC. Mississippi's always been one of those places like that. They don't always get the credit for it, but that don't mean it ain't true.
Man, we got a lot of rural places
Yeah.
in Mississippi that just don't have the resources for the kids to get out and go to camps and different things like that. And then I think now with this new transfer portal, what you just saw with Giovanni Gibson you're going to see more and more of that come from Mississippi kids.
Yep.
Coming out of Mississippi, going to a small school, making big numbers, then ended up at, different places. But if you just look at the per capita, man, it's unreal. The whole United States and Mississippi is probably one of the smallest states, when it comes in the country.
And you got half of what Texas has, and Texas has 200 plus 6A schools in Texas.
Right.
250, I think it is.
Yeah. And how many top kids do they have? I can't see that on there. How many top?
Texas has 12, so they doubled them up. But Louisiana has 6, Mississippi has 6, Alabama has 8. Yeah. Georgia's got the most in the top 100.
Georgia has the most, but
we're tied with Florida.
But when you look at per capita, Mississippi is going to be one. Mississippi and Louisiana and Alabama, we're going to be 1-2. Georgia has a lot of people in Georgia. And I know the state is not, the state is, width wise and, it's about the same, but they just got a lot more people in Georgia than they do in Mississippi, a lot more metropolitan areas. So there's a good reason why Oregon signed kids out of Mississippi, Washington out of Mississippi.
Yeah, they don't have a bunch of those kids up there. And
you see what I'm saying? So that's why they come.
Yeah.
That's why they come down here.
Right.
Because they know they're here.
Well, and here's the thing. SEC kids are from SEC country, most of them.
You better say it. That's true. Because the mentality is different in the SEC than it is in a lot of places. They want
to play in front of their family, man. They want to play in front of their people.
Right.
No,
that made a big difference. That made a big difference in us, in our decision, knowing that Oklahoma was coming to the SEC. That pushed it over the top. Like I said, next year, man, what's crazy, you get you talking about everybody talking about going to see the Alabama game. I'm going to go out of my driveway and I'm going to take a left and then I'm going to take another right and I'm going straight to Tuscaloosa. In about an hour and 40 minutes, I'll be there. So, hey, it's all good, man. So playing in the SEC, it means more. I don't give a damn what nobody say. That commercial was right. I know a lot of people try to mock it, but it does. It means more. It means a hell of a lot more. From top to bottom, the Big Ten is not better than the SEC from top to bottom. You top heavy, as my granddaddy would say. You top heavy.
If
But
you
from top
telling,
to
if
bottom,
you,
you're not the same.
yo, man, when JJ or JD Piquel said that shit last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever, I about damn near drove my car off the road. I was like, man, you need to say that shit. Come on, man. Toughest conference in the country. Fuck out of here.
Okay, let me
stop.
I guarantee you.
And I like JD. I know he pissed everybody off in Norman last year.
Look,
I like JD. That shit was silly.
I promise you that I don't believe Indiana could have beat Vanderbilt or Mississippi State on a good day. No, Mississippi State scored almost 30 points on Texas.
Sure did.
And 28 on Georgia. Their defense was just horrible.
Yeah.
But even with a horrible defense up against the Indiana, even with a horrible SEC defense, they would have been able to get some stops out of Indiana. And Indiana were one of your top, 5?
Yeah, but they weren't though.
No, I'm just saying.
For nobody, right?
For you to make these statements, I'm just taking Indiana as an example. You put Indiana in the SEC, and where is Indiana?
Yeah.
At the bottom, rock bottom.
I agree.
That's why.
So Nathan, I think you might be talking about. Are you talking about Kent Carson? He's a Georgia kid. He went to Kennesaw State, but he had 18 catches on the year. I got to tell you though, on the top of this depth chart that I'm seeing, Devon Mitchell. Devon Mitchell is supposed to start.
They got the tight end. They got the tight end list out.
That's what they're showing here on our lads for sure.
Okay.
But
man, I'm happy for the kid. The kid has some growing up to do, man. He should have been still in high school last year.
17 years old, bro. Come on.
Yeah, 17. Well, yeah. Him and I. Yeah, that's right. 17 years old. 17 years old, bro. You know, him and Isaiah both were 17. Isaiah had just turned 18.
Hours.
Yeah, they about the same age, but Isaiah's about 6.
Let's talk about who was in these bowl games, bro. Let's talk about who's in these bowl games.
What's that?
5-1 against the SEC in bowl games. Let's talk about who's in these bowl games.
Oh man, they don't want to talk about that.
Stop it.
I don't want to talk about that.
We're talking about. So you're talking about Ohio State, the number 1 team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm gonna give them that. That's a part of being top heavy.
2 of them were them. 2 of them was from them. Right. Then what you got? Because Ohio State beat Tennessee and then they beat Texas. Okay. Good for them. They're the number 1 team in the country. So say what you will.
Yeah, they're national champions.
Because what else you got? We're gonna do this Illinois thing and act like they're one of the best teams in the country because you know better. Talking about them in South Carolina. Do you believe South Carolina is one of the best teams in the SEC? Because I don't.
Nah.
Come on, man. What was that loss? Y'all, okay, so Georgia, Georgia didn't have a win in this. They got beat by Notre Dame. That ain't a Big Ten team. What you got? Who else was in these wins? Who are we talking about? I'm ready to hear it. I'm ready to hear this one. Come on, Chris. Michigan beat Alabama. Oh, good. Yeah. Big deal. Michigan beat Alabama. So the three came from 3 of those 5 came from the last 2 national champions.
What I said, they top heavy, bro.
Yeah.
They top heavy.
What else you got? What else you got, bro? Come on now.
I tell you what, you got Penn State supposed to be so great. And it wasn't this year, but last year, Ole Miss just destroyed them.
Yeah.
On even ground.
Beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. I want to hear that. Did Georgia, hold on. Yeah. I'm not going to.
Here's the thing about bowl games. What the fuck do they matter? When we're talking about, okay, I don't know who was playing for Alabama. I know they had Milroe in, but I don't think they had everybody still there. Pretty sure they didn't. Don't really matter. Little better than Oklahoma and South Carolina. Who is? Illinois is better than Oklahoma and South Carolina? Hey, bro, let me tell you.
Nah, man.
You better wake up, Chris. Come on, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I know you're an OSU guy, but come on, man.
Illinois had
your chest about Ohio State. You can't do it about the Big Ten. You know you can't. Stop it.
Illinois had a great season. I'm going to give them that.
And they won 8 games, bro. Come on.
I think they won more than that.
They won 9 with the bowl. They were 8-4 though.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna give them flowers because they did well, but they're not a top SEC team, bro. Come on. Put them in the SEC where they got a dog fight every weekend. We ain't talking about game plan. We're not talking about game planning for a freaking bowl game.
Indiana only gets to that record because they didn't play nobody. They played Ohio State, and they got rolled. It was over early.
Yeah, it was over
early.
Man, it was over early. And
Penn State got into the semis. Why? Because they played Boise and SMU. Come on, man.
Well,
they didn't have to beat an SEC team to get anywhere.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
They lost to Notre Dame too.
Correct.
Come on.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm
not buying all this Big Ten hype, man. I'm not doing it. You're not going to get that in here. You're just not.
What you say about their brand?
Trash.
Yeah. Trash.
They call your team trash. That's what they are. Trash.
That's exactly right.
Trash.
Exactly right. Look, man, and I'm gonna say this, man. I do like what they're doing in Illinois, but I don't think they could be an everyday. They wouldn't have that. They would not have that record.
Is a pretty good coach. You ain't gonna do that shit all the time at Illinois. No. We know that. No. Everybody, they got a recruiting bump or whatever. We'll see. You know what? What happened when he left and went and coached in the SEC? He left Wisconsin. Wisconsin was already headed in that. He could see it. He left, and he didn't do very well at Arkansas. He talked a lot of shit down there. He didn't get much done.
Yeah. They and it is not just Illinois does have players, but they don't have enough players.
Let me address this. He says he admits the SEC's been top of the college football, but it's definitely not like it used to be. That's not true. You don't have a dominant team in the SEC right now.
Correct.
You've got more talent in the SEC than you've ever had. Mm-hmm. There's more parity, and a lot of that has to do with the damn portal and NIL and all that stuff, guaranteed. And the fact that Nick Saban's now gone, Georgia's not going to dominate it anymore either. Somebody asked me the other day if I felt like Oklahoma could do what Alabama did in all that time or what, and I was like, no, because I don't think anybody's going to do that.
Nobody's going to do that.
Anybody's going to do that in the SEC anymore. It's just not going to happen.
Especially when they go to that revenue sharing, bro.
But the best team in the SEC every year is going to be, more times than not, is going to be the best team in the country, the best 2 teams in the SEC.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hey man, you can say that a lot too about the trash stuff. We could talk some trash. We could do that. Oklahoma beat OSU the last time they played them too in their house. Don't think that Oklahoma's done being Oklahoma, man. They just went. I mean, look, they just made the biggest splash hire in the damn offseason so far. You think Oklahoma's going away?
I think the biggest two splash hires. Well, 3. Offense coordinator, quarterback, and now your general manager. You name me a school that made 3 better moves than that.
On top of that,
I'm away.
Think about the guys that they brought in on defense too. The defensive coaches to come in and coach linebackers. 2 of them. Both of them have been DCs and been successful. Recruit their asses off. Well, the one guy I don't know about his recruiting, but we know that our boy from Clemson knows what the hell he's doing with that recruiting stuff. Hey, it ain't getting worse at Oklahoma, man.
No, man.
It ain't. You can look at the record and say what you want to say about it. That's fine. Enjoy it while it's like it is. Enjoy being able to your time that you're able to say this, because those days are numbered.
Oh, it's coming.
Those days are numbered, man. No doubt about it. And that's not just me sitting here saying because I'm an Oklahoma guy. I'm telling you, you can see what's happening in there. And why do you think some people are starting to wake up to it?
1 second, I got to.
What is Ohio State going to be this year, a year after winning the Natty? Tell me that. Are they winning the Natty again? That's a tall-ass order.
Yeah, that's a real tall order.
And if they don't, who will? Out of the Big Ten. If they can't do it, who's going to be able to out of the Big Ten? I want to know. Somebody tell me. Because I don't see it. Oregon, okay, maybe. When we're gonna have to see them do that though first. I do anyway. And look, I think Oregon was a lot better, but I don't know, man. Ohio State beat the shit out of them. Neutral field. Yeah, man. Yes, they did. They lost, and their quarterback and their running backs, both of them. Now, not to say they still got top 2 or 3 most talented roster in the country. No doubt. But I think that they've got some adjusting they're going to have to do. You think that, I mean, we know that we know your guy can recruit his ass off, but is he going to be the same as having Chip Kelly back there? Probably not. Probably not. We got the big Boganowski coming in. Oh, shit, maybe. What's up, big dog?
What up?
What up? He's got the Cubby hat on.
Oh yeah, bro. You know, this is feeling like spring out here, bro. Feeling like spring out here. I had to make my eyes pop. You know, that blue sets off my eyes. You know what I mean?
Oh, here we go, man. Here we go. Put your boots on, baby.
Hey, bro, we're ready. The Cubbies are looking to make a move this year, bro.
Man, you a Cubs fan?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
How the hell that happened?
Bro, that's what I used to watch. It's the only, there's on TV all the time.
WGN is on TV all the time.
The only 3 channels you had back in the day?
Huh? I don't know about how many channels I had, but I know when I was at the crib in the summertime, I was watching the Cubs.
Oh man,
they were on all over the country. WGN was everywhere.
Yeah,
it was.
Harry Carey.
I wish, Harry Carey's my dude,
Ohio
man.
State has had 11 win seasons, and every season the Day's been the head coach. That's a playoff team.
What I missed, man.
We talking some shit. We talking about who's better at the moment. We're on this whether the Big Ten is the better conference, and we got an Ohio State fan in here trying to be silly, but I'll give you love on Ohio State, and I'm not saying they're not going to make the playoff. They're going to probably be the best team in the damn thing. From the Big Ten. That doesn't mean they're winning the Natty.
They're not. They want to put Indiana as one of the top teams. Man, Indiana would not be in the. They'll be in the bottom tier.
Illinois. Let's not forget Illinois.
Yeah, but they'll be in the bottom of the SEC, bro. The very bottom of the SEC. And here's the thing: we're not taking nothing from either one of those coaches and what they have done at their prospective program, but they would not be a
for
top
all the
tier
shit people
team.
talk about Ryan Day. He's lost like 11 games in his damn career.
Yeah, man.
Shit, he pissing off his coaches, man. You need to do better in house. That shit can crumble.
I tell you this. He's gonna replace him. I can tell you that. I mean, coaches, you got to look at Bama over the years. No, when Bama was winning, nobody stayed there no more than a couple years. Man, they moved on. So
I get it. That's professionally, right?
Right.
Like that's not because Saban was pissing them off.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't that.
Two different scenarios, in my opinion. We'll see how that Matt Patricia hire works out for him on defense. We'll see. I don't know if I'm wild about that, but I'd love to be a fly on the wall.
He hasn't exactly torn it up since he left. Yeah, he didn't exactly tear it up after that, did
he? Need cameras like following them around on recruiting visits, like in home and stuff like that. I'd love to see how that goes with Patricia. Wonder if he got his pencil in his ear when he walking in there, you know what I mean? Little miser.
Hey, who knows, man?
What'd y'all think about did y'all talk about the combine yesterday?
Man, no, I haven't talked
about that up yet. Danny Stutzman runs a 4.52. Ethan runs a 4.7.
I was super impressed. I was super impressed. Yeah.
Man, he almost broke that 4.6, bro.
Yeah. They look good. Wild. Man, I ain't gonna lie, dude. The NFL Network was pissing me off.
Yeah. They started talking about somebody else while he was running.
Well, not even that, bro. Like they like the last half of the linebacker drills, they didn't even show, bro. They just like talking about the same bullshit they were talking about the whole day. Hey, bro, I tuned in at 2:00 and I watched the whole damn thing. And you know how many times they brought up that dumbass Starbucks incident? That was ridiculous. Like, unless we got video, you know what I'm saying? Unless we can see some scrapping from the security camera, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Two geeks arguing about a tweet. Nobody cares unless they throw in fisticuffs. You know what I'm saying? Right. If somebody put hands on somebody, I want to see it. Other than that, nobody cares. But yeah, man, that let me tell you something. Like I said, man, other than Stacey Dales, you know what I mean? The rest of y'all can we just need to hear you. We don't need to see you. We don't need to cut and talk about homeboy's stress fracture. We talked about that all day. You know what I mean? Like, how many times they got to just keep going back? Shregs, we don't want to see you, bro. We just want to watch these dudes run drills and run the 40s. Like, show me. I want to see it all.
Did Billy Bowman run yesterday?
No, he run today.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
He run today at noon.
Oh, wow.
Or 2. Man. Sorry, 2.
2 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah.
I was super impressed with both of those guys, man. I think it helped Ethan a whole lot.
Yeah. He might have a chance to sneak in on a day 3 and get picked up, man.
Yeah, I really think so, man.
He might.
And they talking about his strength.
Yeah,
you know, I heard one guy said that, man, you know, that if he puts on 20 pounds, they can move him inside. You know, with his strength and his size,
he's
and
a
now
freaking country strong mother flicker.
Yeah, and see, man, he's been sick, so he lost a couple pounds. I think he weighed in at 269.
Yeah,
something like that.
But hey, man, he got to lose a couple pounds. He run on 4.7.
Yeah, he did it. He did it, man.
Hey, man, but losing those pounds ain't gonna hurt him. But you said yourself,
like, get you into the 4.6s at the Oklahoma Pro Day. and get all that stuff, and then bulk back up. Get ready.
And here's the thing, man. It's like like they said, he could sneak into that third day.
Yeah.
He can sneak in there, and then when you meet him, when you talk to him, it's like talking
Oh,
to
he's
an
gonna
old ball coach. He's gonna do
absolutely.
that. He's gonna kill the interview.
They're gonna love him.
And you're gonna say,
Anybody
"You
who
know
talks
what?
to him is gonna
I
love him.
want this kid because this kid is
Coachable.
coachable. He's a
Yeah.
guy that can stick around this program for a
Did
long
you see?
time."
Do you see those little ratings that they put out where it ranks them among like every defensive lineman that's come through the combine since it started?
No, I didn't see
Like
that.
I just looked at it. Like they did. There's one out with Stutz and Ethan Downs, and shit, man, he scored. He scored. Like when I saw that, I was like, damn, he got some monster hands too, which I didn't realize. Like if you looked at I think his hands was like 10 inches. Yeah, here we go, right here. So he's on it's something called a RAS, right? Relative athletic score comes out from the combine. He scored an unofficial 9.49 out of a possible 10. This ranked him 93 out of 1,802 defensive ends from 1987 to 2025.
Damn.
Which is crazy, man. Hand size was 10 and a half. He got some big ass hands. He got some long arms too, though, man. Like he was 6'3".
Bro, that dude is and he's just so strong, bro.
He's hella strong.
Yeah.
I remember when Isaiah first got
And they
there,
ain't
they had
showed
to go up against
well,
him, man. He was like, this kid is, man, good. He's
that's
strong,
the
man.
one thing. That's the one thing that's missing is the bench, right? They got every other testing metric on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we gotta see what that bench does. But yeah, man, that was there's another one for Stutzman too. Let me see if I can find it. I know my man Jay retweeted it, but yeah, here we go, right here. So Danny, right, on this rise, right, he scored a 9.53 out of 10. This ranked 137 out of the 2,893 linebackers from 1987 to 2025. Like 137 out of 2,800, bro.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good, man.
But like his composite speed rating, like over with his 10, 20, and 40-yard times is elite. Like they gave him the elite.
Yeah, and Danny's what, 6'4"?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, man. I mean, dude, I was shocked when I saw that time. I mean, I knew Stud could run. Don't get me wrong. I knew Stud could
Hey
run.
man, I knew. Hey, that last spring when I went to freaking one of the scrimmages,
Yep.
like I was standing on the sideline, and homie come like chasing down a running back, like sideline to sideline, right at me. I hobbled my broke ass out the way, and I was like, "Yo, Stutzman was flying." I turned around and I don't know who was standing next to me, but I was like, "Yo, Stutzman was moving." And
Yeah.
I knew right then and there, like that, he was different. Like I was like,
Yeah.
God damn, he was flying.
Well, let
I'm
me
like,
ask you this.
hey man, if Stutzman running that fast would have took me out, bro, I'd still be laid up today.
Hey,
Like
check
he
this out.
stayed.
So, Mike, where do you think he go, man? Well, you think he could sneak into that?
So listen, man. Here's my other gripe with what happened yesterday.
Okay.
Like that linebacker from Alabama,
Oh, yeah.
So don't get me wrong.
He's
He
good,
looks
but
good, right? And then
right.
I wake up this morning and I see some shit from Manti Te'o, and I retweeted that too. Like they called my man generational, like a generational talent. And I'm like, bro, he tests well, but he ain't Stutz.
No, he's
Bro,
not,
go on
man.
the tape. Like, at what point? This is my problem with the overall combine and the NFL too. At what point do
Tape
all this
don't matter.
testing stuff. Like, it just surpasses everything that they've done in their college career, right? Like, all of a sudden, like, you just put that on the back burner. We're gonna test you in not play football, but do some drills that mimic football, and we're just gonna elevate you off that, not off what you put on tape.
Man, how many people
Because
test well but can't play?
but dude, let me tell you something, man. That kid. So I watched this D lineman from freaking Central Arkansas. I don't remember his name, but every time he was out there, I was like, "Yo, that dude looks good. He's smooth. He looks good. I'd love to see his tape." But I'm finna like bump him up into the top 3 rounds just off his performance out there. But shit, he looked good. Got me wanting to watch his tape.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like they was just that all they talked about was Jihad Campbell. Jihad Campbell. Like, okay, guy, we got it. He looked good, but he ain't out there banging like Stutz.
Nah, man. And here's the
He ain't
deal:
All-American.
you're gonna have to have a team
Oh,
that
maybe he
come
was
in
all.
at.
I don't know.
You're gonna have to have a team that come in and say, "Hey, look, we like him. He did interview well with us. I think he'll go good in our locker room." Now, all that hype that they're giving him, that's fine, but it really matters what that GM thinks. Does that GM think, okay, this kid is going to be okay in our locker room? This kid is going to be okay in our system. That's one thing that's going to matter. I get it. I get it. I understand what you're saying. That's a bunch of BS because
Yeah.
I think Stud should be the first linebacker off the block.
Oh, dude.
Without a
There's
doubt.
no 2 ways around it.
No 2 ways around it.
Oh,
And I
Campbell,
think
look,
some school, I think some organization is going to look at that and say, I just rather have this guy. They don't care about what that rating is. This guy fits better.
yeah, he was a second. Jihad was a second team All-American.
Right.
Second team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah,
just
man.
think
I
that's
mean,
what's
don't
going
get
to
me
happen.
wrong, dude. He looked good. He's fast. He
Oh,
was
he's a player.
dropping and
He's a good
flipping his
player.
hip. But like, dude, in the league, like when I see Jihad Campbell, and then I'm like, man, who do I want? Blowing up these NFL running backs in the hole. You know what I mean? Like, who do I want trying to tackle Derrick Henry? You know what I mean? Who do I want? Against Najee Harris. Those big backs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. It's that 6'4", 230-pound linebacker that I know will tackle. You know what I mean? And the numbers, the film, and the stats all back that up, man. The tape talks.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about
That's
that,
like
man.
my favorite saying, man. The tape talks. Because that's all that matters to me, man. Like all this metrics and stuff and shit. Just like that Iowa linebacker. I don't remember his name, but homie ran a 4.8. You know what I mean? But you watch the cat on tape, you're like, that dude ain't running no 4.8. You know
Dude,
what I mean? Like, I want
Jerry
to know.
Rice. Jerry Rice ran a 4.7.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know where that dude was at. Like, who's coaching him how to run this 40 because he need to get his money back. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
Jerry
But
Rice
there's
ran a
certain dudes
4.7.
like that, bro. I made my son, he come home from basketball last night. I made my middle son Marcus come down, sit down and watch these linebackers run these 40s, right? And like this dude took off and like he's like, oh yeah, he gonna get a good score. I'm like, I don't know, but he looked like he was running fast, right?
Yeah.
And he ran like a 4.8 or a 4.7, and he's like, it looked faster. I'm like, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I need you to listen. I'm like, there are some dudes that just are so smooth. Like I played football with a dude, his name was Tony Lukens. He ran the 40 and motherfucker ran like a 4.3, 4.4, but it does not look like it. He's so smooth, right?
Yeah.
And you thinking he's like 5'4", 6", something like that. And you're like, how the hell is he that fast? He just don't look like it, but he's so smooth, right? Then there's some dudes you're like, oh yeah, that's 4.4 for sure. It's not. It's a 4.6,
Yeah.
4.7. You know what I mean? And then there's some dudes that run 4.6, 4.7s. You get them out on the football field. They put on pads, and that game going. They playing football like they run a 4.4, 4.5.
Yeah, you
You
can't
know what I mean?
simulate it.
But testing wise, they ain't like that. But you
No,
get them jokers on the football field, they eating up space. You know what
yeah,
I mean? It's
Jerry
crazy.
Rice is one of the ones that you can actually say, okay, this guy only ran a 4.7. but he's one of the best of all times.
Yeah.
And he get the football in his hand and he'll leave you.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm
he only
saying.
ran a 4.7. It's
Football
called
speed,
it's
man.
called game speed.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Game
Game
speed.
speed,
Yeah.
that shit is real. Game
And
speed
that's
is real.
well, that's why they wear the Catapult vest now. The Catapult vest actually shows what you do in a game.
Miles
Not
per
that
hour and all
Catapult.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff instead.
Yeah. I mean,
more.
that's more accurate than
Right.
the 40 is.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if I'm looking at
Well, and you can learn to
linebacker,
run the 40. You get a good. It's that first 10-yard split is really what matters,
yeah.
anyways, right?
right.
You know.
Well, it's important. It's important,
Yeah.
right? It shows like your burst, right? Your front end speed. You know what I mean? But like, obviously the 40 is important too because you got top end speed too, right? Some dudes got both. Some dudes got a good 10 split, but when it comes time to top end speed, they don't. A lot of that's coaching too. Like when that's what those dudes do when they go down these.
If you're a track guy, you ran track before, and you can get a good, get a good coach, and you can
It's all
help yourself.
technique, bro. It's all technique.
Brother, it's why we were talking about that deal with if Shador was going to be there and working out. Who gives a shit, man? You know what? We know we see what these guys do on the field is the point, and that's just what you're saying right here about, dude. Danny Stutzman had over 100 tackles 3 years in a row.
Yeah. Yep.
And if he falls to the second round, it's going to be early. I don't think he go.
Man. Yeah.
It's hard for linebackers to go in the first round.
It is. It has to be a need. It has.
There has to be for
Yeah.
sure. And there's a team at 19 that I would love for him to go to.
Who is that?
Bro, right? It's the hometown team right there in Tampa.
Oh yeah, Bucks. Okay.
They need some linebackers, bro. That's one of their needs. They need cornerbacks, they need linebackers, and they need a pass rusher. But I don't know if there's going to be a pass rusher that good there at 19. Like here's the crazy shit, right? Like I'm looking at these mock drafts, and bro, they got receiver after receiver going to the Bucks at 19. I'm like, bro, we got receivers for days. We just drafted one last year, McMillan. We got Mike. We're gonna bring Chris back. We got Sterling Shepard. We got Jaden McMillan. We got all these cats, man. Like sometimes I wonder like how these dudes get these jobs.
Man, you need to go interview, Mike. Bro.
It's amazing to me.
Hey man, look.
You really think that third rounder later?
Man,
I don't know, man. I think he's too good.
Yeah,
I think he's too good. If he goes third round or later,
the third round, I think
if he goes third round or later, somebody is getting an absolute steal.
I think they're going to.
Of the draft.
Oh no, he's not. No, that's not gonna happen, bro.
There's not, dude.
No, he's not gonna drop that.
I'm not telling you that he should. I'm not saying that he should.
You think he getting drafted on Saturday?
No.
Nah. It's possible. It's possible, man.
It's possible. I just don't think
it's possible because linebackers are tough, man. It's just a tough position to get drafted in. It depends on how it all works itself out. Do I think he's a second round guy? Absolutely.
I don't think linebackers are that tough.
Tough to get there, to get drafted?
Yeah.
In high up there?
Linebacker is
Go back and look. It's not all the time.
It's like running backs almost. And I think Barkley, hold up. I think Saquon Barkley changed that for running backs this year. I really did. I really think the production that he had this year
between him and McCaffrey last year.
Yes, sir. I really think that's going to elevate
McCaffrey last year. Shit, McCaffrey didn't help that shit. The most was hurt.
I'm saying not the year before that. You're talking about. He's talking about Saquon from this season. The year before that, McCaffrey did the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were talking about McCaffrey this
better
year.
Prospect than Lehman, probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not in the eyes of those draft folks. They're not. He's not.
If he would have failed to me, I think I had to whatever pick it was, but I was taking him. But luckily, that dude took him in front of me, and he didn't even play.
Look,
barely played.
Patrick Wilson won the Bucks and went in the 4th round to the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point.
Bucks.
Patrick Wilson won the Bucks.
Patrick Wilson, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a tough. It's a tough
We
spot, man.
saw who won the bucket. We saw who won the buckets this year.
He
My
ain't
man
going
was
in the first round either,
down.
bro. He ain't
My
going in
man
the first
was
round
a
either.
huh?
Probably ain't going in the first round either.
Listen, but is he a linebacker?
I
The
mean,
dude
they say
doesn't
he
have
is.
his hand in the ground coming off the edge.
Yeah.
Like we already talked about that a while back when all that
Oh, it
stuff
was
came
messed
out.
up. No, it was messed up that he Danny got fucked out of it 2 years in a row, pretty much.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't even get nominated year 4 last.
Well, yeah, he got hurt when he got hurt, it screwed him out of becoming a finalist. He was a nominee. He just wasn't a finalist.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I
He should have
remember that.
won this shit. And
He
Billy
should have won it
Bowman,
this year.
Billy Bowman should have won
Yeah,
the one for the
What do you,
secretary.
what do you think he needs to
Hard,
run?
right?
What do
Defensive
you
back.
what do you think he need? What do you think Billy Bowman needs to run to stay between the 3rd and the 4th round?
Oh, Billy's gonna crush it, dude. I have a feeling Billy's gonna test well. He's got to run 4.4 easy.
And he
Low
killed it
4.4.
at the Senior Bowl. He ran shit at the Senior Bowl.
And you know, this is what I'm hearing. You know, because of he don't have the length and all that kind of stuff. There, the 4.4 is going to have to be there. But this is also what I'm hearing, that he covered a little bit too damn good at that Senior Bowl. Man, they saying that he could play multiple. You know, not just the nickel.
Yeah,
So they're actually saying that
He's a
he
nickel
elevated
guy in the
himself.
NFL, though,
He is a nickel guy. But if I'm a organization and I'm looking for a multi-talented guy that could be pretty versatile, man, I'm going to get him. Especially if he stays in that low 4.4, homeboy, you got to go get him because he's one of those guys that
Does
you
he
just
seem
turn
like
the
Ty
fan
Law to
on.
you a little bit? Does Billy seem a little bit like Ty Law to you?
Oh, a lot like Ty. A lot like him. You know, he
Hey,
doesn't have.
here's my comp. Here's my comp to Billy. Right? It's Antoine Winfield for the Bucks, the safety for the Bucks. When I started watching, that's what I immediately think of every time I watch, because mostly because I watch the Bucks a lot, but he's that type of safety to me. You know what I mean? He's a ball hawk. He's a little undersized, but you can't deny it. The dude's the highest paid safety in the league right now. But
Mhm.
that's who I think of when I think about NFL safeties. Like, I think Billy could be that.
I think his ceiling is 3rd round, his floor is 5th with Billy.
Yeah.
That's why I see him at, and definitely making the squad. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I mean, best of luck to him today, man. You know, go out there and run that low 4.4. You hit that 4.3, man. It's that's gonna. He hits a 4.3, it keeps him in that 3rd round for sure. 3rd and 4th round for sure. You know, his
I
time
don't think
is.
he's gonna run a 4.3.
Say what now?
I don't think he's gonna run a 4.3.
No, I don't either. No, I don't either. But I don't know. He's been training, so I don't. Anything can happen. But
What do you think? What do y'all think about that Texas receiver coming out and say he gonna break the record and run 4.1?
it ain't gonna happen. Shit ain't gonna. But look, you look at the guy from Ole Miss a couple years ago that ran the 4.22 or whatever. Man, his ass didn't even stay in the league 2 years, maybe 3. You can run that fast ass time, your ass can't play. You can't play. You know, and just that's part of it.
Yeah.
But I think Billy's. I think his vertical and his broad jump and all that kind of stuff, man, has to be really high. And his 40 needs to be a low 4.4. He needs to run a 4.44, something like that, to say, okay, yeah, this guy's who we need. This guy's who we think he is. He can play at this next level. So
I don't know. Nagy and them had him way up there as far as their guys at that damn Senior Bowl. He did really good there.
he did. That's why I was saying.
All those Alabama guys that were, you had old Brinsky Sharp was down there at the Senior Bowl. He was like, that dude is a dog, straight up.
And that's what I was saying, Jason. He actually did better because they messed around and put him at corner, and he was covering every damn body. They couldn't believe he could play corner like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. He runs in the
Well,
low.
no, he's not big enough to be he's not really big enough to be that run stopping safety, man. So he's gonna have to play those positions. He's got to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he's big. He's a go getter. He's a hitter, but
he knows where the fucking football is gonna be, man. That's part of it too. Is some of those guys just anticipate where the ball is gonna be better than other dudes. Technique be damned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Billy's
not that Billy has bad technique. That's not what I'm saying.
Baller. Billy's a baller. Billy gonna come up and tackle too. Like Billy will be just fine at safety in the NFL.
Yeah,
he'll be just fine. I don't think
he's the type of kid that's gonna take care of himself, man. Yeah, I think he'll be fine also.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't. He's not finna try to come up and knock you out, but he's gonna make that tackle. He's gonna keep himself. He's gonna hit you in them knees and below them legs. He's gonna make sure he gets you down. He's gonna make that. That's what he tries to do. And doing that, securing the tackle, not beating up your body, you can play a long time in the NFL if you do that.
Yeah, like Antoine Winfield, he's 5'9", 203. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like those were probably almost the exact same with Billy.
Billy taller than 5'9".
Is he?
Yeah, he taller than 5'9".
Well,
he 5'10" at least, bro.
Let's look.
Go look and see what he measured up at.
Why did he just call him a honey badger type of safety?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is.
Hey man, and you're more interested to see what the NFL thinks of DG.
How much?
DG's a backup for like maybe 3 years.
5'10", 200.
Yep, that's what I said. 5'10".
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's the type of mold I see Billy in the NFL. Like if he gets his chance, he can 100% be like the most amazing thing about Antoine Winfield Jr. to me is what he does. Like, it was either last year or the year before, man. He had about 3 or 4 plays where he chased a dude down right before he got to the goal line and knocked the ball out, and it didn't get a touchdown. It was a touchback, or the ball went out at the 1 or something. You know what I mean? Like how many times he did that one year was so amazing to me. Like I think it was the year before last.
He's a badass dude. Antoine Winfield is a badass. Yeah,
dude. He is a baller, dude. He is a baller. But that's what I vision for Billy. When everybody loves comps, right? Comps. He's this comp. I'm not really a big fan of that, but like if it hits me, like I'm not afraid to say it. But like that always struck me as a comp. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely understand that. Like I said, man, I think all those guys will be fine, man. I know they talked about what's the name of the show? Come on. You're one of your you hooked me up to not the insiders, but what's the other 2 guys that do the show? Both of them played at Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, Teddy and Gabe.
Yeah, Teddy and Gabe, and they was talking about with bringing Jim Nagy in, we only had 3 guys the last 2 years to go to the combine. This year we had 3. Last year we had 3. Mm-hmm. Those numbers need to go up. Yeah, those numbers need to go up, man. I think Ole Miss had 11 this year, got invited. But I'm gonna say this:
it's those for sure going up.
Yeah. So, but you got a guy like that, and then, God, we didn't really graduate a lot of guys.
No,
I mean, we didn't really graduate a lot of guys to say, hey, our numbers is really low. Yeah, it is low, but we just didn't. Next year on the defensive side, I think that number would be higher. I think that number would be a lot higher. I think as a team overall next year it could be higher.
Do we got any senior linebackers? Is Kobe a junior or a senior?
I think Kobe's a junior.
Yeah.
Like eligibility wise, junior this year?
Yep.
Yeah, like in my opinion, like we'll have at least 2 off the defense next year. 3 actually. It'll be 3.
Kip are both juniors.
We'll have RT. Who's that?
Kip and Kobe are both juniors.
And it just all depends on what kind of
Yeah.
year
We'll
they
have
have.
Dominic Williams, he'll be at the combine. R.
Mhm.
Mason Thomas will be at the combine, and Robert Spears Jennings will be at the combine. Like
And more than likely, so will
Sam's too.
Marvin Jones Jr.
Marvin Jones, yeah, I forgot
there you
about
go.
him.
4. Yep. And
That's off the defense side of the
easy.
ball.
That's not offensive side. Probably have Burks. If Burks does what he's supposed to do, he'll be there.
Same way with
if he has
Gibson.
the year, and Giovanni Gibson, or even Jaden Gibson too. Jaden Gibson's liable to have a big year, man.
Yeah. And then you got, if Sexton stays healthy and do what I think Sexton's gonna do, man, Sexton's up to like 335
He's
and
gonna
look
be a guard.
damn
Don't you
good.
think he's gonna be a guard?
Man, I don't know. They got him as a tackle right now, but I think I could see him going this. I think his best attribute is playing guard, but I just
He's
don't.
played better at guard than he played anywhere else.
Yeah, and that's what people say. But he just, I
I'm
think
not
they're
saying
gonna
he
have
wasn't good at tackle at times last year, because he was, but I'm just saying he's been better at guard than he's been anything else.
Well, they're gonna. I think this spring, in order to get some people on the field, they might have to move him to guard.
I think so too.
You just don't. I don't. Yeah, I think that might.
If you want to have the best offensive line in, then
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to move him to guard.
Yeah, you don't want guys sitting over there on the bench that could be on the field. That just wouldn't be good. That's not going to be good. So, and we understand everybody has to, but you want to make sure that you out there. And I think this year, man, we're going to be able to do a little bit with depth. I think, and I don't know because I haven't talked to him about this because that's not my job to talk to him about this, but I just felt like Coach B felt like, last year that so much going on, sometimes you don't want to get people their head messed up. I really think, I know as a coach, I've done that before and it's worked for me. But I think this year he has enough to do the rotation thing. Hey man, go give him a break.
I definitely
you got two series.
The plan is to have a full 2 rotation guys at least.
Yeah, you get out there in mid second quarter when you're getting a little windy. Hey, y'all got 2 series. Go do your thing.
Yeah, I really liked how they rotated the D line a lot too. I like that. Like
it kept them fresh, man. It kept them fresh.
You keep coming at them offensive linemen in waves. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked it, man. It's
and offense is a little bit different because offense is a rhythm thing. It's a rhythm thing, so you got to keep that rhythm going. But I do think you're gonna have some periods in the ball game where BV is gonna look over there and say, "Hey, look, man, go get him. Give him a break and feel confident in going to giving that guy a break. Kid, come over here, get some oxygen, get some fluids in him, and bam. I've seen. I remember when Alabama would do this, guys. I watched this, and this before the portal. Alabama would go down the field on your ass, man, and you get in that red zone, and you think they're tired. And soon as they get their ass in that red zone, they bring a whole fresh ass offensive line out and maul your ass into the end zone. I've seen that. These guys, they done pushed it all the way down the field and they tired. They hands is on the hips. And, man, Nick put those other fresh guys in. I mean, I'm not saying change the whole line out, but he'll put 2 or 3 guys in. Man, shit. That's your ass. Because the depth was there. You got to have competitive depth. Oh, yeah. If you don't have that competitive depth, I don't give a shit. You can't win in this league. Kirby Smart was talking about his tools are not the same tools he had 3 years ago. They're not. They can't be because somebody's going to pay my 2 now. My 2 is not going to sit there. Somebody's going to pay my 2.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to pay my 3. And that's that. We go back to this shit with these damn spring games. That's why a lot of these damn games have been canceled because people don't want you to see their damn 2s and 3s. They don't want you to look at, okay, I could use this guy. He's third string. Let me call this motherfucker up and see can I get him about $200K and get him rolling.
Rule said something the other day, just like yesterday. God, what did he say? Hold on, I gotta find it. You just made when you said paying seconds and thirds. Hold on, man.
I got it. I was looking at this just earlier. I think I have it right here.
He said some other shit. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with this guy?
Man, I don't know.
He's whining. He's whining an awful lot, man. He's really worried about non-conference schedule moving forward and should be.
Yes.
This is at the end of the day, Ryan Day got to make the playoff. Matt Rule has got to make the playoff. This is that was Meyer. Okay. An unpopular man in Knoxville these days for killing Nebraska-Tennessee home game that was supposed to happen in 26 and 27 was already shaking his head as Meyer got the question. Why would you ever play those games? If we're being completely honest, Coach Meyer, I'm at the point in my career where in my fourth job and getting fired in the NFL, I kind of say what I feel nowadays. I could care less. Why in the world would a Big Ten team who is already playing 9 conference games, why would you ever play one of those games? How about for the fans? We scream in unison. This is a column I'm reading it from, but
bro,
yeah.
like sometimes you can think that, bro, but you don't even put that on public.
Lincoln Riley ass motherfucker. He's acting like Lincoln's ass right now.
Yeah, man, he's looking bad, bro. He's looking soft out here in these streets.
Lincoln Riley talk shit, man. What the hell you doing?
Here's the deal, man. He'd have been better off just not saying anything.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Just shut the fuck up,
bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd been better off not saying anything, bro. I mean,
that was awfully Lincoln. Awfully Lincoln there.
That's a new thing? Is that a new thing?
It's a thing. I don't know how new it is, but it's a thing. That was awfully Lincoln of him.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to use that one. Oh man, that's crazy.
Well, you heard him last year at Big Ten Media Days talking that dumb shit.
Wow, man. Y'all wild, man.
Saying that the reason Saban won national championships is because of the way they scheduled. Not giving a shit what the fans thought about the scheduling. It sounds just like what that dude just said.
Oh man,
weak sauce as hell.
Hey,
that's weak as hell now.
Tom Osborne ought to slap the shit out your ass.
Man, that's wild.
Oh man, that is wild.
Wow, brother. I'll be honest with you.
I'll take to say. Oof.
Hey, AB is funny as hell, man.
Hey,
Antonio Brown, his Twitter page, some of the stuff he says is funny.
I don't agree with any of this stuff, man. I think that they're making it easier to get in the damn playoff now.
Yeah.
They're making it easier to get in the playoff.
Well,
they're adding teams.
Dude, me and you talked about this, Jason, that the Big Ten did a great job with scheduling to keep
within
their
their conference.
Within their conference.
Yeah,
within their conference. And all he's doing is taking on the same gender as they are in the damn conference.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing.
But that's exactly the reason why Lincoln had to up and run, because he knew what the hell was coming whenever he got to the SEC. He didn't want that. And now he ain't even winning in the Big Ten. And they didn't even have the tough schedule last year in the Big Ten. They didn't play Oregon. They didn't have to play Oregon last year. They didn't have to play Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. He gets that schedule for next year, then it changes, right?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like that in the Big Ten. I don't think so. Let me check.
I know ours is like
they need to post that 2026 schedule.
I think they have.
No, they don't have the teams yet. The SEC teams. I looked the other night. That's when I found out that Oklahoma plays UTEP and UNM.
What?
He doesn't have Ohio State again, but he gets Oregon. He gets Oregon this time around. But pretty much the same. Illinois, Michigan State, Purdue, Michigan, Notre Dame, Iowa, Northwestern. I'll tell you what.
You talking about ULM? What Josh talking about? Louisiana ULM?
No, the
talking about
Lobos.
USC.
Oh,
So
the Lobo.
Oklahoma plays Jason and mine's alma mater, our two biggest rivalries, right? So
Oh
the
yeah,
next
the rivalry.
two
Yeah,
biggest rivalries are UTEP and UNM, and
they play them
Oklahoma
next
plays
year.
them both non-conference in 2026.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jason, thank you, Stevie Q. Did y'all see what Luther Burton said in the media stuff?
What did he say?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Pull it up. Pull it up, bro.
I got you.
He dropped, bro. He just threw Mizzou and Drink on all that under the bus. All
What?
of that under the bus.
What?
How did I forget about this? God.
Man, we need to post that.
Hey, I had a little run this morning on Twitter. Had a little run.
Well, you
before
stay in them. You
Luther
stay in them
Burden.
damn streets, man, on Twitter, bro.
Luther
listen,
Burden said he wasn't worried about his recent slides in mock drafts. The system I was in, I guess I wasn't able to show that I can run routes. Says he wants to show that at the combine.
Well, man, just threw just
Mizzou's under the
man, just
boost.
threw him under the bus and reversed over him. Drinking Mizzou, bro. Luther Burton, bro, just turn on the Texas A&M tape and watch that dude pop.
Yeah,
Pop like a
Luther.
little whiny ass baby.
Yep, he cried like a little bitch and sat on the bench too.
Yep.
They fell apart that one. Yeah, and Weiss came in with a damn blanket because of that stuff, and then he left in a blanket too. His ass was sorry ass too that day.
Yep.
He was always coming up. I mean, he acted like it was such a big deal what he did in the Oklahoma game.
Man,
We saw. It was funny you say that. I was just looking at Twitter, and wide receiver Theo Weiss Jr. on what Columbia means to him, and I quote: "I'm a true son. I'll come back every chance that I get. That's my second home."
Yay. Good for him.
A true son.
yeah, you had that.
Well, here's the thing.
You had
He could have stayed at Oklahoma, except he couldn't because they said get out.
Wow.
They might. Hey, he
left with Lincoln, did he not?
No, he stayed. He stayed that next year, but he stayed in Leb's doghouse the entire year.
That's right.
And he played towards the last part of the year. I think he might have had a touchdown against Tech, maybe, but he went. Hey man, he never lived up to that 5-star rating in his. Never.
But neither did what's the cat left and went to Arkansas?
Oh yeah,
Underwood.
Hazelwood.
Yeah. I played against him in 7-on-7 a lot.
He's a little shit, isn't he?
Yeah. He ain't no little shit. He big receiver.
Oh, he was a good. Listen, talent wise, Hazelwood could go.
Mm-hmm.
He just whiny bitch though.
Yeah. But here's the deal, man. And this is what I see a lot. And let's go back to the 7-on-7. I see a lot of these kids gain a lot of attention early. Mm-hmm. And when you gain that attention early and everybody kisses your ass, and then you come to a place like Oklahoma where they hold you accountable, then you know.
Not everybody can handle that shit, man.
No, everybody can't handle it. It's just like they used to say back in the day, back in the 80s.
Especially now in the portal era.
You gotta when you come here, you gotta let your nuts hang, man. You know, it is what it is. And he couldn't do it.
Hey man, ask Damian Mackey about that. He said they knew that shit. And he was still at the end. He didn't get recruited by Stoops and them. He got to stay around. He didn't know that he would have stayed necessarily. Mm-hmm. But he was like, but everybody knew this fucking Oklahoma, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, I saw that with Hazelwood because I saw, I was working with the All-American Bowl at the time. I was on the sideline, over there with them, and he just had this. Man, he just had this thing that I'm the guy. I'm a little bit above, this and that person. And I just didn't see the humbleness there. So hey man, look, we football players. I didn't see that. It was more of the Hollywood shit,
Hey, he was supposed to be a lot better than Marvin Mims, and he couldn't hold Marvin's jock.
No, nah. Mm-mm.
He couldn't hold Marvin's jock.
But here's the thing, bro. I'm gonna tell you this.
Neither one of their asses could hold Marvin's jock.
He had the ability to be in the NFL, bro.
Yeah. He didn't even get drafted. He did not get drafted.
He didn't even get drafted. That's a 5-star bust right there. Didn't even get drafted. Now, I know he had injuries. He had to work his way back through the injuries. I get it. But yet and still, the entitlement, it was so much entitlement that he wasn't able to. Somebody needed to have an intervention with his ass because he needed that bad.
Well, and that was something that Lincoln wasn't good at.
Yeah.
Lincoln wasn't good at that. And I'm not even hating on Lincoln on when it comes to the offensive stuff. I just got done telling that dumbass earlier that don't tell me that Sark's the best quarterback dude around because he ain't.
Nah, I got to give
Lincoln. It ain't. It's Lincoln. It's Lincoln. It ain't close. Yeah. It's Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
So say what you want. That's who it is. And I don't like the motherfucker more than anybody else does. Everybody knows that shit.
Get the Heisman Trophy guys he's had, bro.
3 number 1 picks. The proof is in the pudding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't give a shit if you recruited him or not. I don't care. And we all know that he was recruiting all those guys. Stop it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving him all the credit. I'm saying the facts is he knows how to get these guys and put them in positions to be successful.
What was the other?
He was soft on some of those cats though too. I mean, and receivers didn't always get along with him. But they still don't at USC. Look at that shit. I mean,
well, it is what it is, bro.
Be sharp. What's up, big dog? What up with you? Thanks for having me on last night, man. That was fun. You want to pop in? We're not staying a whole lot longer, but you're welcome to pop in for a couple minutes.
The sharpshooters.
Sharpshooter. It's my guy, man. He was down at the Senior Bowl. Actually, I'd like it if you could. He might be working though, but it'd be cool because he was down at the Senior Bowl. It'd be cool if you come and tell us what you think of Jim Nagy and that deal. Hey, Big Bo, we didn't get your opinion on that. I think it's the biggest move of the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's you see just with the level of and the amount of people like in the industry and like known coaches and
just gushing over it. Like
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good it's not good, man. It's everybody kind of just
I think
the proof is in the pudding, man. The proof is like the evidence is out there.
Yeah.
And we tried to hit a home run with the D coordinator, it didn't happen, but we hit a home run with this GM.
Right.
Grand slam.
And you know what I mean?
Bro.
And I think overall in the whole program, I think that we have had, like I said earlier, man, we had 3 big additions, 3 huge additions, and I thought the quarterback outside of recruiting, I thought the quarterback OC thing was big, but this is even bigger. You put those 3 things together, man. Hey, you talking about, man, that's a strong. We finna get our ass back in this thing. We're hiring him, So, man, I'm super excited about the program. Super excited about where it is, man. Ready to see some doggone see some action. Mike, when are you going down, man? Are you going down to Norman anytime? Week after next?
Dude, I was just looking at the spring practice and looking at my it'll probably after spring break.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going before that. I'm going the week before this. The week before they go on Seoul mission trip. I'm gonna go that week because my wife is off on spring break that week, and then I'm gonna leave there, and I got a big tournament in New Orleans, man. I got 2 teams that are ranked top in the country, and we'll be down there.
You just gonna pop in on a practice?
Yeah, I'm gonna pop in on a practice, do some fishing. I'm going to look at. I'm going to do some damn fishing too now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Going to get some of them brim.
Yeah, I'm gonna Let me know when you go, man. I might slide down if I ain't got nothing
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah,
I might slide
it's
down.
gonna be like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday type deal. Cause Saturday
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
yeah,
to
that
leave
might be a
that
little.
Friday. I'm gonna have
Might
to
be a little.
leave that Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave that Friday because the tournament starts Saturday morning, so I'll leave Friday, headed
Yeah.
to NO.
Oh yeah, bro. We in March, man. We're it's essentially March.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
happening.
here, man.
Yeah, it's
It's here.
happening.
It's here. I mean,
Shit.
football is back.
I'm pretty sure that they start
Back.
practicing next week. They start practicing next week.
Yeah, it's Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to get it in, man. Got to get it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I got a couple players, man, that I'm talking to. Some of my guys. I just want to get them to come up here and check Oklahoma out. They're young guys, 28 guys, so they still got a little time. Some of them got a few offers, some of them don't. But I just want them to get up here to see the Palace, man, and check it out.
You taking them to the practice?
No, some of their parents are bringing them up here actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're gonna get up here, man, and see some. I think I got three that's gonna go to the spring game.
Mhm.
Markel is one. Then I got a defensive back that has Texas A&M, has Penn State, Ole Miss. He has a few offers. He's a 2028 guy. He's a
Yeah.
2028 guy. So he's a defensive back. He's like a Bowman, but he's just in an he's just in the ninth grade. But he's a 5'11", probably about 170-pound kid. But he got 3 more years to grow.
Yeah.
So he'll be fine, man. Ball hawk, straight ball hawk, man. I'm gonna try to get him down this way. So I got some kids, man. I got a 6'6" receiver that's a 27 too. That does I mean if it goes in the air, go watch his basketball tape. He come from the side like Jordan doing it to you. And I actually just got him, kind of acclimated to football. So yeah, man, I got some kids, man, that I kind of just want them to see, what it looks like to be here in Norman, bro.
We got you in here, Brinsky. Welcome into the show from Sharpshooter Podcast. Brinsky Sharp. Oh, we just lost his ass too.
Yeah, it's one straight offline.
Psych.
Here he comes again. Here he comes again. We got him. What's up? No. You with us, B? Looks like you got a bad service over there, bro. I think we lost him. Brinsky, you hear me?
I'm having some terrible service.
Yeah, we got you now. I hear you. I hear you. I got that picture. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it from my phone.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Okay, it kicked him again. Just gonna find that other that picture first. Yeah, he got a picture right here of him and he sent a picture of him and our guy.
Mm.
He's yeah, because he was at the Senior Bowl. Like I said, he's there with Nagy.
Jason, I'm finna send you a picture.
Interested to hear what he got to say.
Huh?
I'm interested to hear what he's got to say.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Everybody's got a lot of good stuff to say. Everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the haters.
Except for that. Yeah, but that's the haters doing what they do. That's what they good for.
Spread the news, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, look at the kid I just sent you. He's 6'6", man.
Who is it? Which one is it?
You'll see when you see him going up for the ball. You can look at that body. You can tell who it is.
Yeah. That's the one that they dropped to a 4-star?
No, he ain't even ranked yet, bro. I got him in the back covered, bro.
Good.
He's just a sophomore.
Hold up. Hey, Rick, you got something going on in the background there, man. Wow. Yeah, you got something in the background. It's pretty damn loud. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're having a meeting or something.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, we got better sound from you, or we got service from you, so but turn that damn TV off. Welcome into the show, bro. We got you in here as soon as you're ready. Hold on, Bishop Frank. We'll get you after Brinsky. What the hell happened? Where are we at?
Oh, Daniel Tulsa. Ole Miss is going to drop, I think, too. Yeah, Ole Miss is not going to be as good as they were, guys. I can tell you that just from talking to their guys. They last year was their year and they screwed it up. You got 11 guys going to the draft. You should have been in the playoffs, and they spent a lot of money, and they're not spending that kind of money this year on kids. So yeah, they got a quarterback that's good, but he's unproven. You know, he came in, yeah, he went straight down the field against Georgia, but that offensive line is gone. The defensive line is gone. They lost it. They lost their safety. Man, they got to revamp that whole program. So, yeah, they're gonna be a little different than what they were last year. Just
Rick, you hear us? Be sharp.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you now.
Oh, okay, I don't know what was going on, man. What's going on with y'all?
What's up, man? What you up to?
Man, not much at work. Dealing with all these crazy folks. I'm trying to be polite.
Trying to be polite.
Trying to be polite. That's what I say. I just say crazy folk. What's going on with y'all brothers, man?
Man, we just in here about to trying to finish up the show, but I tell you, I definitely wanted to get your opinion on Nagy and then bringing him in as the GM.
Oh man, y'all got y'all good one, man. Like I said, man, ran into him at the Senior Bowl. Really nice guy. You can tell he know how to communicate with the people. Man, he's gonna do wonders for y'all. Yeah, there go the picture right there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, really solid dude, man. He gonna do wonders for y'all at OU for real. Everywhere I know he's been super successful. I think he made the Senior Bowl big, as big as it's been, because it gets bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah, man. They said that he had over 100 players drafted out of there for the last 5 years and had 110 last season.
Yeah. I'm about to say that last year was probably one of his best because you have all those quarterbacks with Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Michael Penix. I can tell you right now, like the stars for this past Senior Bowl, Jackson Dart and Jalen Milroe, like star attractions out there, man. Everybody, you hear all them kids, Jackson Dart. I play with you on college football 25. Man, kid love Jackson Dart, man. But he's gonna work himself up to be a first round pick. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You think so, man?
Trust me, he's real deal. If you see it in
Oh, man,
person.
I know him, man. I stayed 45 minutes from there.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he's a day 2 pick. But I can see him going first round to a team that feel like they really need a quarterback. But I just don't believe in Lane's system when it comes to a kid being really productive in the NFL. When it comes to that college, he kills it. But I just don't know how that translates over to the NFL. And I like Jackson Dart. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
I like Matt Corral when he came out, but I just think I think the system hinders him a little bit.
Anyway, I'm about to say I just think Dart is different when you see how he plays. I think like if you had no idea about any of the players down there, and you seen Jackson throw, you would have thought he was the best player out there.
Okay.
The Rays were all on him. Like them scouts was like, yeah, he if he throws at this combine, I say pay attention to him because he's gonna turn some heads. Every
He's got a
pass was
bigger
like,
arm than people think, right? He's got a better arm than people think.
yeah,
Yeah,
he definitely do, and he super accurate too.
Oh, we saw that. We saw
Yeah,
that
so
pass he threw to that tight end against us, man. That was just wasn't shit you could do. It was just a hell of a throw. Me and Mike looked over at each other.
Layered.
I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
that was. You remember that throw, Mike?
Which one? The one on that third down, right in front of the OU sideline.
Yeah.
That was I thought that was to the running back leaking out.
I don't know who the hell it was to, man.
Yeah,
but
that was lucky, bro. That shit was luck.
shit. Hey, you got to have some fucking talent to throw that damn ball. I
No,
don't give a damn
he's
what you
good.
say.
I just felt like that throw was a little bit lucky. I didn't think the running back saw it. I didn't even do what they were looking, and all of a sudden the ball was there. He snagged it.
Shit,
Saw it at the
man.
last minute, man.
if I'm telling you, man, if he's probably going to be a first round draft pick, he could work himself up.
I can see it happening because he's a quarterback. They're gonna go on a run.
They take they'll take a flyer on a quarterback in the first.
I mean, like who's ahead of him? Who's ahead of him really? Ward and Sanders.
That's it.
Yeah, he's probably first round for sure.
And I'm not. I think he's better than Sanders.
Nah, he ain't better than Shador.
He is not better than Sanders, bro.
Man, you know I ain't no Deion fan, man.
Hey,
bro, I don't care. I don't care
how that
what
is.
Deion fan
Hey,
is. They're balling.
Here's my deal, and I'm gonna say this.
Then
and
you gotta quit, bro.
Hold on. Let me get it out, man. Let me get it out,
bro.
Hey,
all up on Colorado's nuts all the time.
My deal with Shador is I don't know how he's gonna translate outside of being with his pops. I'm just being honest with you.
We'll see.
A real concern.
That would be a real because I played against his team in 7-on-7, his true team when they were, the little, I've been into this youth football in 7-on-7 for a long time, and his dad has always been there. Has always been there, bro. And I know he's gonna be their support, but on the sideline, in the locker room, that would be a big concern for me. I don't care what nobody say.
Who's going number one?
That's
who's going number one.
Cam.
What do you got, Jason?
I think Shador's going to be the first quarterback off the board.
Be sharp. Who you got?
Quarterback or the first overall pick?
First overall pick.
I think it's Abdul Carter if he's healthy.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah, I was saying the first quarterback.
I was talking about first quarterback.
No, first pick.
Abdul Carter.
Yeah, Carter.
Yeah, I don't think there's no question about that. Especially.
When did you change your mind, Jason? Because I'm pretty sure you were saying it was Shador.
I've been saying top 3, and he will go top 3.
I did not know Jason.
Hey, somebody need to pull that clip back.
You're a fan. I did not know that.
I pulled this shit up. He's top 3.
I can tell you right now, Shador will want to fall to at least. I like the Raiders pick. I thought they were stupid trying to win at the end of the season. I hate when teams be bad all year and then they just decide they want to win towards the end. I'm like, man, you've been bad all year.
That might have got Pierce fired.
Save his damn job. It probably did.
It did get him fired. That was the same thing with Gerard Mayo. Like a lot of folks were mad about that, but I said I would have fired him too. Like, why are you trying to win now? You had all year to win.
It ain't Cam Ward, bro. It ain't Cam.
That's what I say.
Him or Abdul
turns
Carter.
the ball over too much, man. Cam turns the ball over too much. I don't like him as much. But I do like Cam. I don't know. I like them both, but I think Shador's a better player.
Yeah, you can. I don't think you can go wrong with either one.
Now,
but if you ask me which one I'd take, I'm definitely taking Shador. over Cam.
Yeah.
And you're taking him because of his being able to his athletic ability, his IQ, or you think he just fits better as a pro?
Oh, he's a better pro overall. He's a better football player, especially when you're getting that teaching from Tom Brady and you working on your mechanics and all that, seeing the game and studying the game. It ain't nobody you can learn but
27 touchdowns and three turnovers in the year that he got sacked damn near 60 times. And they had 4 wins, and he 27 and 3. Come on.
What about last year? Let's see them last year's stats. What are those?
Not much different. I'll go look at him.
Yeah, look at him. Pull him up, man.
Yeah, he's gonna be all right, man.
Barking orders at me, dog. The hell?
It's all about fit. It's all about fit.
Get it to your favor, bro. Pull it up.
Shut up, man.
It's all about fit for the most part, man. You gotta go to the right place to succeed. That was just like the same thing with like CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. Like CJ was walking into a perfect situation with you got great ownership, you got a great GM, you got a great head coach, and you already got a great team around you. They just needed a quarterback, and we seen what they did. Now, unlike Bryce, you go into a terrible owner, a terrible GM, a terrible coach, and the team is horrible.
Yeah.
It's all about fit.
Yeah.
Yep. So Shador had 4,134 yards, 37 TDs, 10 interceptions this time around. And then Cam was actually a little better, 43-13, 39 touchdowns with 7 interceptions.
Why you say he turned the ball over too much? Then did he have a lot of fumbles?
He had some weird turnovers at the time. You didn't see Shador throwing a bunch of shit into.
That's my knock on Jackson Dart a couple of times. Is he had
stupid ones. Yeah, that's my knock on him. I like Jackson Dart. I just think that
I think he's a baller now. Don't get me wrong.
But he threw that damn Florida game away.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah.
Lord,
don't get me started, man. I lost some money because of that.
Oh my God, man!
Don't get me started, man. That was the game I needed, and he blew it for me. So he made it up at the Senior Bowl, though.
He did too.
I almost wanted to tell him, like, "Hey, man, you lost me some money," but it's all good.
Yeah.
Bishop Frank celebrating 19 months of membership on the channel. Appreciate you, Bishop Frank. You the man.
My man.
Bishop Frizzle.
Oh,
yes, sir. We'll bring him in.
Well, man, I can tell you, man, just I'm not saying Shador is not a top first round pick. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that I feel like that as a pro, I think he's been trained to be a pro his whole entire life. I just don't know how he's going to do without the daddy situation. You take the daddy situation out of it, I think he's the best pro type guy that's ready to take on the media and in the stress of being a NFL quarterback. I think he's ready for that. Being trained by Tom Brady, that's a leg up anyway. That's a leg up anyway. But I think Cam Ward is a kid that, I just think I think he could be that guy if he's in the right system. I think Jackson Dart could be that guy if he's in the right system. And I think Shador has to be in the right system. I think the Raiders
in the right system,
right. And I think the Raiders is probably if the Raiders get him, he's gonna
Walmart
headquarters.
Some tell me they're
whole thing around.
Some telling me they're gonna have to trade up because that's some place that he wanted to be at. He wanted to be there. Like after every loss, they're like, "Yeah, keep it going." Like you can see he hyping them up or whatnot. Like, yeah, he's saying the right things right now. Like,
I mean, you can look at him, man. You can see him being a Raider, bro.
Oh yeah,
you can see him being a Raider.
Hey, I seen. His dad said he don't want him going to the Jets, and I seen a couple mock drafts got him, or the Giants. Seen a couple mock drafts got him going to the Giants.
Yeah, I don't think they care what he wants.
I will
but
pull.
You have to still make the pick so that you can get the right draft capital from it if it happens. Just like remember what happened with Eli.
And that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah,
But
you
but
have to
they
go
told
ahead and make a pick. You have to do it.
but they told him to. I think San Diego told him to take him. No. New York told him to take him,
And they'll work out a
and then
trade
and
later.
then, and then we'll make the trade with you.
Yeah.
Oh, what man?
I
So
remember that happened. That happened. That's happened before. Two franchises say, "Look, you got something I want. I got something you want. Let's work together. Hey, we don't need a quarterback. We're gonna take him. Let's trade this off." That could actually be in the works right now.
That's hella risky though, man. Why wouldn't you do it pre-draft though, and make sure you got that pick?
I don't know. I mean, just the
oh,
business side of things. I
I
don't
think
know.
I think they don't want to risk their relationships to mess up something like that. They
I can
I
see
don't,
that also.
they not gonna do that because it's so out in the open.
Hmm.
Plus, I know if
Well,
I'm
I
I'm
know that's
applying.
what what I'm saying is that like you do a backdoor channel, it's like, hey, and you don't like make it official. You know what I mean? Like pre-draft.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying is like, why wouldn't they just like, hey, like official, we traded this pick for this pick and future picks right here. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand why they would risk like, hey, here's my word. I want you to take Shador here, and then we'll draft your guy here, and then we can trade. I don't know. That just seems weird to me. Seems ass backwards.
Because I think each team has something to trade, and like you were saying, like somebody want this player and you want this player, we can work it out. I'm about to say, I think it's more structure. If there was a real world, I really wouldn't trust that unless I know the person like that.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I can
trust
see
it at
that.
all. I wouldn't trust it with my mama.
Boy, you crazy.
You gotta really know somebody. You gotta really have that type
Yeah.
of trust.
Well,
No,
here
not with the money I'm making as a GM. No.
somebody asked me who did I think was a sleeper quarterback, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Big deal.
I think it's Dylan Gabriel, man. I like DG, man.
All
I
you
think he can
he's
go
got a rag
somewhere.
on him. They're not gonna love on him, man.
Nah, they're
He's
not
still
gonna
not
love on him.
getting
But I think
He's on there big.
I think whoever gets him is gonna get a pretty good quarterback, bro.
Man, they gonna get a pretty good person, man.
Yeah.
Listen
Yep.
to his
I
interview
love
at
DG, man. I ain't got nothing but love for that guy.
at the Senior Bowl, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted to, I should post that, but man, that man's story just like you just want to see him win.
Yeah.
Unless you're a UCF fan, they hate his ass down there for some reason.
I don't
And
know why.
that man made the best decision for himself. And
He did.
that's what get me with people. They don't put themselves in that person's
UCF
shoes.
fans are weird cats, man. They're weird
Yeah,
cats.
and you're not a damn. I mean, you're not a football school. You had a couple years where you
Yeah.
were pretty good, and then after that, you back to the
Collie
same
Matrix
old.
national champions, baby. Collie Matrix.
Yeah. So my thing of it is, if they ask me what player I think that, and I'm not saying he's gonna jump up in the draft or anything, but I think when you get this kid, you're gonna say, I'm keeping him. He's a kid that I want around, and he's a kid that you're gonna mess around, and one day on Sundays, you're gonna see him trotting across that field. And he's gonna be a starting quarterback somewhere. I think that could happen.
They got to
You
go
know,
to somebody. You got to be somebody that really love him.
yeah, it does. I mean, and that happens in the NFL.
I
Hmm.
don't know, man.
GM fall in love with guys, man. It
He
happens all
can't
the
make
time,
bro. He can't make the throws.
dude. Yeah, yeah. He can make them. He can. He can, bro. Come on, man. I'm not gonna do that to the
I
guy.
mean, we watched him not make them.
I'm
But
out of
dude,
here, bro. I gotta roll, man. Y'all be cool.
all right, man.
I
But
go
but
handle some
look,
shit, man.
I I,
Holla
I
at me.
watched other guys. I watched Shador not make throws, man. I watched him miss on throws, bro. Come on, now.
Not the same thing
Don't
we're
do it,
talking about, bro. Come on, man.
bro. He look at the yards that he threw for.
Listen, I'm a DG apologist all day long, and I'm telling you
Oh,
that
they
you
said,
can't make the throws you got to make in the NFL.
well, dude, they said the same thing about Jalen Hurts.
Bullshit. No, Jalen can't make the throws that are those 12 to 25-yard throws that we were talking about, those ones that you got to be all the way accurate.
But he's an NFL champion.
They're smart with Jalen. They throw short ones and deep ones, which
So
he can
what?
throw.
So you telling me
can't throw the deep one though.
you telling me that you telling me that there's not a team that can't use him?
The access to decent medical care not as rare as a pro.
Well, I mean, back up.
And let's not forget,
he can still grow into be a starter one day. I'm not saying he's going to come in the league and start for no team, bro. That's not what I'm saying.
Y'all gonna call me crazy when I say this, but watch. You know who's gonna be one of those guys? He may not even get drafted.
Really don't want to get pulled over.
But this is a guy with a big arm, and he could get it done too. DJU is liable to pop in, and he's gonna be the guy that comes out of nowhere and becomes the
starter. Healthcare and having to double check.
That's wishful thinking, bro.
No, it is.
That is
real arm though.
You can. I'm telling you, that's wishful thinking.
Where is his stock at right now? Undrafted free agent?
It could be.
I think he needs.
I'm tripping on what?
Right, he ain't. He just not it, bro.
Hey, I'm telling you, watch and see. Watch and see. Hey, listen, it's out here. It's out here for everybody to take their little receipt there. But believe me, whenever it happens,
have you lived in any of these states?
Believe me, I'll be calling y'all back on it.
It's more likely that we will see Spider-Man and Batman fight in the middle of the street before we see this man as a starting quarterback in the NFL.
You better stop it. You better stop it.
And I liked him.
Oh man,
I thought he was gonna be that guy at Clemson at one point, man. But it's just that time. I think he should have stayed at Oregon State. I thought that was a better choice.
Well, how was he going to stay at Oregon State when the coach left and everybody else left too?
That's true too. He still should have stayed.
I don't know.
I would have gave that more of a chance then than now.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
he got hurt at the start of the year last year, man. It wasn't about that. That debacle at Florida State had nothing to do with him.
He got to take some of the blame, man.
Oh, come on, bro.
You got to take some of the blame. You the quarterback, man. You get all the praise when you win.
He didn't play all the season, man. He didn't play the whole season.
He played most of them games that they
they were supposed to have the number one defense in the country too. That shit wasn't real.
Damn offensive line broke down, bro.
It was shitty.
They were horrible.
They were horrible everywhere.
You can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit, bro.
The same shit that they did with him at Clemson whenever he didn't have the same dudes that his first game that he ever played there, he went and lit up Notre Dame when he had all those guys that were playing with what's his name? He didn't have the same players as Deshaun Watson and those boys had that. They didn't.
No, shit, no.
But he still had good players around him.
No, which one? Tell me which one. Which one of those was worth the shit?
I gotta go back and look at it. Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta go back and look at it, bro. He didn't have really good players.
He didn't.
I don't think nobody do. Okay, I'll put it like this. Do you remember any team that is not that was average? Do you remember the guys that was around them?
When you know what?
I put it like this. I put it like this. Do you remember any of the quarterbacks that played? I mean, not any of the wide receivers that played on that Georgia national championship in 2017. Exactly. But that team went to the national championship. They had Miko Harmon.
We're talking about dude. Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson played with dudes that are in the league right now.
That's what I said. I just got to look at it. That's the only thing. Once I look,
who hasn't? Who did he play with? That's in the league.
Nah, he got one kid. What's
maybe Ross?
name?
Maybe.
His dad played. Dad played at Tennessee. What's that kid's name?
What year DJ
I'll
was
wait.
starter?
I'll wait. Go
21.
ahead. Huh?
DJ was the quarterback in 21.
21,
No.
yeah. 21, 22. 22, right?
Yeah, 21, 22. Yep.
Uh,
And he had his problems there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming everything on everybody. I'm just saying it wasn't all his fault either.
I'm not saying it's all his fault.
Because
But
Clemson's been a shit show.
Yeah, it's
They have
been.
been.
But Jason, I'm finna have to get out of here, man. I got some things I got to do later on, man.
Yeah, I've been going for 3 hours. I got to go to work. I
ain't been on here that long, but I got to get up out of here, man.
Oh yeah. I'm at work, so
yeah.
All right, appreciate y'all coming in. We'll put a pin in that one for now.
Who y'all looking for?
All right,
man. All right, bro.
All right, now.
All right, man. See y'all later. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Let me get this off of there.
Yeah, I gotta.
You out?
Yeah, I'm out, man. Finna get out of here.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming in. Make sure you guys get over to the Gridiron Insight. It's being actually streamed on his channel right now too. So if you haven't already gone over there, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you also hit that like button. Jump over on Brinsky Sharp as well. Make sure you get on there and check out his page too. Always important, man. The likes are the most important thing. It's a free way to support us, man. Hey, man, you gonna stop that? Ain't none of those strays going like that. Smook, you better knock that off. Go over there and check out Coach Smook's page too. It's up there. The Coach Smook Network. He's been putting out a lot of content, a lot of good content. But don't be in here talking shit on DJU, bro. It's my boy. All right. No, I appreciate everybody coming in. Rocking with, hey, we always rocking with Marcus. He's my guy. All right, man. We appreciate y'all coming in, though. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you all on the next one.